Sandwich.
Absolute silence.
Sandwich!
Ooh,
Give
what's
it.
this?
Sandwich. Oh my god, this is... What the hell is this? I'm tracking all the targets. I don't like this.
Oh, hey everybody. Usually a Saturday stream would be more toward the evening, but I woke up at about like 11 today and then checked my Discord. You know, unlike some people, I turn off the notification, like every individual message sound, and I just check, you know, the like 30 plus Discords I'm on like a crazy maniac, and the Guy Gibbles Discord gave me some interesting news, and then I'm like, oh shit. Well, today 1.87 live stream. How many of you people are watching is the better question. Checking
13 on YouTube. Who knows on Twitch?
Yeah, okay.
I'm sure they'll start streaming it eventually.
Restream is not showing it. That's weird. Anyway, but it seems like there's a bunch of people. I'm going to assume there's going to be a hell of a lot more than 20 because it's, you know, dev server.
Dev server, everyone's trying to get the content.
Yep. So
today,
today's patch is known, or the new patch is known as Lock On, because apparently
what a shitty title.
Shitty title, but very clearly, as you can see by this Me Tunguska over here, has big guns and also missiles. Also, let me check my graphics settings, because the last thing I want is the stream to go kill itself. Actually, I'm gonna go Oh wait, I can just reply. Oh, there we go. That looks better. That looks so much better. There we go. Anyway, so 1.87 is introducing a fuck ton of new stuff across the board. Tanks, aircraft, and even ships. And I think everybody's getting stuff. However, the patch notes for some reason are not friggin' unlocked yet. So I'm kind of blind right now of what's actually exactly in there. Please somebody tell me when the patch notes are finally unlocked so I can friggin' read them, unless I have to go sign in. Let's do that very quickly while here at the cell phone. Nope. Oh, of course, it's because I wasn't logged into the forum like a fucking retard.
Good job.
Me of the big stupid. Yes.
Congratulations.
Anyway,
You played yourself.
So we are going to do the normal stuff. We're going to actually start this time with naval vehicles, because I can actually show you guys naval vehicles, unlike the last time where the stream literally shat itself every time I tried to show off naval vehicles. And because there's only like, what is that? I think the list is showing 6. There's only 6 naval vehicles in the list right now, so that's going to be very quick. Then we'll move on to aircraft and then tanks. And of course, we're going to go from, left to right on the screen. So from the USA to whoever gets ships. So starting here, we're going to be looking at a new destroyer in the Fletcher class, the USS Somers class destroyer over here on DD-831. Look at that beautiful model. Four turrets with twin 127mm cannons, dual-purpose guns, a whole fuck ton of 1-inch guns and cannons everywhere, 50 caliber machine guns, and torpedo launchers, because torpedo launchers. And nice symmetrical, you got 2 turrets in the front, 2 turrets in the back. I think the 1-inch guns, that's the Chicago pianos, I think, or at least
Thing's not even armed well. Like,
it's not particularly
guns.
armed well. Also, I am joined here with my usual stream team here, which is Soviet Cat, tank with Iron Dong, prequel, and
Flatty straight.
Oh my god.
Using, of course, the magic that is 1, a not shitastic internet connection, and 2, a capable graphics card. We shall use Anzel to kind of get a look around. Wait, hold up.
Wait, John, when you have time, you should look in the bar real quick.
Yeah, there we go. That was... Can I just have OBS and everything is not behaving with me? Oh, okay, there we go. So, you know what? Forget it. So, big destroyer, but of course, that's just a destroyer. The more interesting thing for everybody is the USS Brooklyn. Well, a big fucking cruiser. So
it's just out of Cleveland, but it's not a Cleveland.
Yep, so this is USS Brooklyn, CL-40, has 5 6-inch cannons with triple turrets. So you have 3 turrets in the front and 2 turrets in the back. 5 turrets
that
of
design's
6-inch
always
cannons.
really pissed me off with ships.
What, having more turrets in the front and then the back just only has 2?
No, I like the setup in general, but I hate how it goes like you got turret 1, then turret 2, and then turret 3 is kind of useless unless you're broadside. It's like you could have elevated that.
Like an Atlanta.
They could have, honestly, they could have.
Pretty much. Like,
they
or
could have
the
just put bigger
Cleveland
guns.
or anything else after the Cleveland.
Yeah, they could have built like a bigger citadel, I guess, and placed.
Hell, even Japanese ships do it right, but you use Japan.
Oh,
They
this is.
still all have that design.
Yeah, so we got a whole bunch of. We have a whole
When
bunch
the
of
commander's a
turrets
traitor,
here,
so the
more
gunner
guns.
fires
Let's get a
the
closer
big
look
gun into the-
here. Let's just take a very nice closer look at these beautiful little 3-inch guns all over the place. Like,
when
again,
you accidentally
there's
click
more
and
detail
take out
in this
the
one. Let's just appreciate the fact that there's more detail in this one cannon mount than there is in World of Warships or an entire ship in World of Warships. Like, I'm sorry, just look at the detail there. Even the boat that's on top of the ship is more detailed than a ship in World of Warships. I'm sorry. Dagor engine, one of the best rendering engines in my opinion of any like indie development studio. that has their
Actually,
own
to
game
be
engine.
fair, John, they did just recently update the war game and the World of Warships engine, so it does look actually a bit better now.
It looks a bit better, but it's still running on a older. It's not even. I don't even think it's a proprietary engine either.
I don't know. They updated it from 32-bit to 64, and they changed the graphics at the end.
My question is, how long? Like, spotlights. This is a big, beautiful ship. Just give you guys that nice flying pan through. I need to pull up the chat. Okay, so
I wonder if this like
question has been asked: did we get any top tier French MBT from Carlos Duty 1970 or 974?
Yeah.
Nope. The dev server, by the way, is completely live to everyone, not just content creators. Though us content creators get access to all the new stuff, so we can show you all the new stuff. Like good people.
All I can think is with that turret setup is just when the gunner
the
accidentally misfires and takes out the bridge of the ship.
I will say though, the interior details could use some work. Oof.
Well, you're not supposed to see the inside of a ship.
You're not supposed to see the inside of it. Anyway, so that is
the ship
those are the U.S. ships. Now then, moving on to the Germans. We got the destroyer that hasn't been talked about. The Type 1936 Mob. Just Mob.
The Mob.
The Mob.
Like Mob.
Should it have an Italian flag instead? Because it's the Mob? I don't know. Terrible jokes.
Germany
so
it
has three 15-inch cannons everywhere.
Ew, that looks like Z39
one,
from World
two,
of Warships.
wait, where's the third 15-inch cannon? It says there's three of them. Okay, so 1, 2,
it's
3.
dual purpose in the front,
and then
barrel
dual barrel in the front. There's a 37mm mounting somewhere. A Whirlwind on the front. Warble. So yeah, it's just another destroyer with a whole bunch of I wish I knew more about naval stuff, just like I wish I knew more about tanks, but there's also, you got twin torpedo launchers. I kind of just want to run through the vehicles because ships they're all gonna play the same more or less, and it's a bit slow. I do really want to get to the aircraft though, because I'm very giddy about the aircraft.
Hey Vlad.
So that's that.
2A5 is the game.
It is?
Yes, I just also went in it.
Stop spoiling shit. Anyway, Nuremberg.
We're talking about the Abrams.
Yeah, the not Abrams. Okay, so this is not an Abrams. This is a Nuremberg with triple turrets, triple 15-inch turrets everywhere. 1, 2, and then 3 in the number 3 in the front. Bofors on board, shockingly. Because, you know, whoever builds the Bofors cannons, they're friggin' whores, and they like selling their shit to everybody.
No, they're actually slightly different.
Swedish, yeah.
Sweet. God damn it, Sweden.
Sweden, yeah.
Sweden, yeah.
They're classified as Bofors, but they're actually like German-made Bofors.
Yeah. Of course. And then, so this cruiser, of course, I was about to say, like, where are the torpedo launchers? Oh, they're under the deck this time. Interesting.
Oh, that's whole sea.
So it has sea of them.
Warship.
This is a really cool ship. This one deserves the fly through here because, damn, like, even the canvas has good detail on it. Fucking hell.
When you need a premium camera.
Yep. So look at the pretty. Can anybody see a face on this turret? This turret just looks smug. The turret on the Nuremberg,
the
little side,
the 88s,
yeah, the little side turrets are just smug. Look at the smug faces on this thing.
That is like the oldest joke about those fucking things is when the barrels are both like level, it looks like a smug face.
This is why those little turret buddies are everywhere in those ship girl gacha games.
Pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway, this stream is totally not sponsored by Bang, because fuck all other energy drinks. These are my favorite.
Cracks open drinks, sponsor me.
I wish I could get a sponsorship with these guys because I just love their drinks. Bang is good.
They just kick in the door and throw a sack of cans at you.
Just throw a sack of cans at me. Okay, so
whacked in the face by a whole
yeah,
bunch
so
of
the
kids.
Nuremberg is a 5.7 cruiser. It is the biggest boy of them all, maybe. It's fast, yeah, or fast enough, and has good armor, I'd imagine. At least. But of course, I'm not a ship expert, and I will leave that to somebody else who is a ship expert.
Well,
Next up,
Nuremberg,
Which
so-
is
last
none
but-
of us.
Yep, last
No,
but
no,
not
a bit about
least
Nuremberg, but she's
is
not too much
the
of a special
Soviets.
ship.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Soviets did get something.
Yeah, the Soviets. So first
Yeah,
off
they
is
got-
the Project 30. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. How do Gopnik, how do I pronounce that?
Pronounce what? The Project 30?
Yeah.
I forgot.
Boy.
Hey, John, what's that in the middle of the ship?
There's a giant
Ognovoy.
star. Apparently, they just really have to emphasize how much communism is on board on this ship.
Definitely not taking
So
over
this one has two 130mm turrets mountings, two guns. So one in the front, one in the
When
back.
the
So
Israelis steal your
there's
ship.
4 SU-100Ys on board this ship. There's a whole bunch of 76mm guns, 37s, 50 cals in some places, and 6 torpedoes. So
I believe the 130s are dual purpose.
Yes, sir.
yes,
Okay.
they are. So also apparently the Ansel camera angles are kind of weird. I can't see the entirety of the ship from like, bow to stern. So we'll just get to see as much as the game allows me to. What the heck are these? These look like, are they supposed to be like mines or something? Mine sweeping devices?
Oh, those, no, they're actually not mines. They're sonar buoys. You drag them behind the ship.
Ah, sonar buoys. And of course, the big, fancy metal Soviet star. I'm surprised they didn't get some canvas, painted red and white, and covered it up.
Yeah, everyone keeps questioning what they are. You drag them behind the ship to, kind of, like, to fuck with submarines.
Let's see if Germany gets an MBT. Maybe. Anyway.
Germany actually gets nothing because they're perfectly fine and totally not suffering.
That's Germany is suffering.
Anyway, last ship
Germany
we're going to be looking at
looks
is
at
a very
5'7".
modern-looking cruiser, the Kirov. All things considered. it
Oh
looks
my god,
relative-
no. Oh wait, hold on.
Kirov.
Wrong
Glorious.
kiddo, sorry.
Kirov, report
Yeah.
that.
I love how Russian
Yeah.
decks are just red.
Yeah.
We gotta show how much
So-
commune. We gotta show a true commune side of us, so we paint this
Yeah.
deck
Also,
entirely red.
if anybody can identify what this plane is, please do, because I don't actually know. And somebody
Which
did
one?
ask
If I could see it
somebody. Actually, let me.
The Chaika.
Yeah, it's a Chaika.
Sorry.
No, it's too long to be a
Chika?
Chaika.
It's chica.
It's a modified Chaika.
It's a chica.
So I'm pretty certain the servers are overloaded at the current moment. It
Yeah.
seems.
Yes,
So
I'm like.
don't know what this plane. They don't. Thanks God they don't added Chernovia Ukrainia cruiser.
I would have honestly killed them if they did that.
Of course you would, Vlad.
Yep. So this is
Screw
the biggest
Ukraine.
of boats.
Ukrainian
This
did
is
nothing
nice,
wrong.
big, modern-looking cruiser.
It's not
380
exactly-
millimeter gun turrets on board, triple turrets. So big
It's actually
boom
considered-
boom gun.
Big
Apparently.
boom boom. It do a
100
thing.
millimeter universal naval cannons, 45 millimeter cannons, and a couple of 50 cals and 6 torpedoes, and launchers on each side of the ship. So
Yeah.
eh.
You know, that's
so
actually
you only get
considered the
basically a
most
3
overpowered-
torpedo salvo on each side. Also,
You know,
any particular reason why the right side of the ship has the guns pointing directly straight up and the left side isn't? Is like flaccid?
No, this guy's
Looting.
Yeah.
which
That's,
guns?
I actually don't know about that one. Guys, you
That's
might
I think
know
that's
that.
just I guess the ship in the hangar modeling. I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
so
Yeah, it's the most
forgot to do
overpowered
that.
ship
maybe
for
one of these
T6
days
and
they'll add like
warships.
reconnaissance systems for like big ship battles. They'll add reconnaissance like with kind of maybe some
Yeah, we'll get
similar to
maps
World
the
of
size
Warships. Or maybe you can
but
have a
AI's,
you can
like,
have a
so
friend take
ridiculous in
that.
War Thunder.
Also, I haven't done the ship event at all. Just for anybody who wants to see it before we go on to aircraft, this is the Leningrad leader destroyer or destroyer leader. So guns everywhere. It's just 130, so it's slightly worse, slightly better.
I want my October.
Red October.
When can we get the
No,
October Revolution now?
No,
Yeah.
no, not the October, the Okhotnik.
This is
Yeah.
Caravan. Our Marines use
Just
those
give me
to
like
destroy
a fucking
mines.
destroyer
Okay.
with a whole bunch of 152s.
At least we'll learn new things from the chat. Anyway, so this isn't Chaika, it's original model. Core 1, I think says Alexei Hetman.
Holy
We
shit,
will
that only
probably
took
look
7
into that a
hours
little
to do.
bit later. Okay, so that is all of the ships. Now we move on to aircraft. I know some people will want to, and what is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 nations get aircraft this patch. Amazing! Guess who actually gets boned out of aircraft this time around?
Is it France? It's
Nope.
France. isn't it?
America doesn't get any new aircraft. They get upgrades to their current aircraft. I'll look into that later through the patch notes. But America does not get any new aircraft this patch other than the Mariner from the naval event. And I think a bunch of you already have the Mariner, so I don't think I need to show it. Anyway, moving on to the first country to get aircraft is the Germans. What? The Germans are getting
Yay.
aircraft? First and foremost, dear God, the cancer continues because there is now a CL-13B Mark 6. Oh God. Dear God, no. Why?
Thanks.
Why?
Thanks, guys.
Thanks,
Thanks, guys,
why?
for the.
Why
Thanks
do
for the
we need
ballot.
another CL-13? Is it just because we have to contain the Russian bias that we're about to look at? Completely uninteresting to me because it's a CL-13. We all know they fucking seal club. The end. The more interesting thing is the MiG-19S. This sucker. Yeah, the East Germans get a motherfucking supersonic jet. He's
It's a
big
nice
boy.
change.
It's a
I'm
lighter.
sorry, I
it's
can't
essentially
hear you over all this communism.
all this communism. Anyway, so this MiG-19S is a lighter, faster variant of the MiG-19 series. We will take this one for a test flight because I know people are going to ask, why is the fuel load 7 minutes? Who cares? We're not going to fly around for 7 minutes. Okay,
We're gonna
so
fly
is
around
it
for 2 and then
supersonic or
crash.
not? I'm waiting for adding Chaplin light cruiser. Okay, so the MiG-19S is the Germ.
Oh,
the
dev server
music here.
crashed again.
Oops.
Yep.
Rip.
Hush music. Music in the background here. Anyway,
like
so
that.
the MiG-19S is essentially a ground pounding and then just gun based fighter variation of the MiG-19. The MiG-19
Does it get
PT.
air-to-air missiles?
No, actually.
No, the 19S
purely-
never equipped air-to-air missiles.
Yeah, but okay.
Because they took out.
What the?
They didn't.
They made the airframe lighter, therefore you can't equip the air-to-air missile hardpoints on them.
What,
the
in
hell?
War Thunder or
Who
real
changed
life?
my?
Real life
hell are
and in
these?
War Thunder.
The control mode here is really forget. Let's see. I have to figure out something because my apparent setup for War Thunder is really weird and it's screwing with me right now and it's making me upset because my rudder, my normal, I think it defaulted like to the new control settings that are really weird and dumb.
Rip. Oh, the 266 got folded.
You got folded.
Dang it.
Heck, they moved the MiG-17 to rank 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
I need the where the frig are the control? Where are my? I'm sad now because what is the throttle button? Damn it!
Did you save them?
Screw your mouse wheel. That should be it.
I need to. Does anybody remember where War Thunder stores the
The custom controls?
Yeah, I fucking forgot.
Nope. I forgot.
Oh god.
Depends which version of War Thunder. Do you have the standalone client or through Steam?
Standalone. Let's see. I'm trying to remember. Oh boy. Okay, this isn't the worst that could happen. Nope. Did I fix it? I think I fixed it. Yep, there we go. I fixed it. We're good. Anyway, so the MiG-19S finally can get off the ground. So let's look at this cockpit once again. Big, nice gun sight. Everything is in, of course, Russian, though I'd imagine that it should be in German technically, because
yeah, it should be, but it
should
not.
be. But you know,
Minor details.
Minor details at that point. The fact of the matter is that this is a bigger, faster, or lighter, faster MiG-19 with a third cannon on board, and unlike, you know, every other fucking MiG beforehand, it actually has unified armament, not the silliness that is 223s and 37. This thing turns really well for some reason, though of course, again, disclaimer, this is a dev server, so everything and anything is subject to change. This will be very much apparent when we get to the tanks. So, pieces of big jet. Kick that afterburner in.
Now, I should mention that the 19S should turn better than the 19 PT, but it should not turn better than the F100. At least in initial turns.
This thing, the elevator authority, is so stupid. Damn. Yep, that elevator authority. And this is Arby's, so I'm out of cannon ammo. So
That's interesting. I didn't see that before.
yep, so that's the MiG-19S. I think you choose arcade and not your AB. Did I choose arcade? Oh, well, that's an issue.
Did you
okay,
choose arcade, John?
Yes.
John,
Okay,
John's
we're
turning
gonna.
against us.
Okay, you should lower the game sound. Actually, it's more like I don't use the dev client enough that I've had the settings set up, so I need to back off on the gun sounds. Usually they're fucking loud. Let's back down the engine.
Mainly
gun
your
sounds.
engine was loud.
Yep, that engine noise is hilariously loud. Everything else, though, I do want people to actually hear stuff when it's new. There we go.
Good time, people.
Though, why does the MiG-19 have such a weird fight mode arcade? Let's bring that up. That's really good.
Arcade's fun.
I'm trying to imagine what would have happened if the Russians actually, like, you know, if they were a little bit more astute at aerodynamics, that they didn't have the cannon rails sticking straight out on the wing roots. You know?
Someone asks if the CL-13 is supersonic. No, it shouldn't be.
It should not be. It'd be really
Well, technically
weird
it
if was.
should, but it's just another CL, so it shouldn't be.
Okay, also, I just
So
noticed the
262,
graphics
is
are
that
being kind of...
supersonic?
Well,
I highly doubt the 262 is supersonic.
I've gotten it to like
I've
gotten it to supersonic speeds before in a dive.
By the way, I just reset the game because I need to set again graphic settings. Like, no, I didn't turn on SSAA this time, but I need to put it into VSync because my monitors are only 60 hertz, and if I don't put them in VSync, they will, yeah, I'll get a lot of weird cutting. Did I just?
No, nothing good happens.
Nothing good ever happens. Anyway,
No.
so the MiG-19, that MiG CL-13, that, and of course the Germans do get a premium. We should kind of save this for the British. We'll talk about this more later, but the British, a British plane in the German tree. The second one ever, I guess. No, third, fourth. Another
Second.
British plane in the German tree. It is the Seahawk Mark 100. So it's a I think this version should be the daytime fighter version, and there was a bad weather version as well from my short amount of research.
Variant.
Yeah, an all-weather variant, but I think this is just a regular variant. So for Hispanos, it's just a straight-wing jet. We'll talk about it a little bit more when we get to the British. Anyway, so that's all of Germany, or all of the German aircraft. The USSR doesn't actually get any real new aircraft, but they do get a pilot cabin for the Mi-24V, P, and D variants. Get proper pilot cabins. So let's go.
They're all very nice cockpits. I would just like to mention.
Yeah. We will now go look at.
I actually sat in one, and it was really nice.
Show us new German premium jet, please. That's heresy. Yes, we did. So let us look at the cockpit. Oh, zoom in this cockpit. Okay, there we go. Oh, so this is what the cockpit is. Oh, so this is what a helicopter is.
You just cut out there, so it's just like, this is a helicopter
Sounds like a personal bomb there, buddy.
Super Mystery Plus. We'll get to it in a minute. Eventually.
Okay. Yeah, we'll get
We're
to
going
it.
through all the...
So we're looking at this cockpit. Okay, here's a question. Why do certain parts of the Russian military have striped t-shirts?
God.
I
As part
actually
of
don't know.
That's actually interesting. I've always found that interesting. Like the Russian Navy, they always have these like fancy striped t-shirts that like super manly type of thing.
They don't have like a unified equipment type thing, so everyone kind of has different equipment.
Yep, so cockpits look really nice. Apparently my controls are all okay. I really hope I didn't screw up my controls for that, but
You know
of
why
course,
they added the cockpit?
yeah, this looks
behind
really cool. I
doing
wonder.
so well into them.
That's where I should have shot the first time.
Yep, so
Well, I've got an
The
entire
zoom in
game
is
without
not-
the Death Star crashing.
Wait, speaks too soon.
Yep, so that's the cockpit for the helicopter, so that's pretty much it. I don't know if there's differences between the helicopter cockpits, but anyway. That's it for the UK.
There should be differences, at least I would hope so.
I would hope so, but you can go check that out for yourself. This is kind of a quick overview because I don't want this stream going over 4 hours. It goes over 4 hours.
Oh, yeah, wait, but
Then it goes over 4 hours.
Yeah, so anyway, the actual aircraft that we can look at, the Seahawk FGA-6. So this is a new, totally not retarded looking naval aircraft for the British. It did serve during the Suez Crisis. Is probably its swan song, though, because then it quickly got retired after the fact for other aircraft. This boy can carry a fuck ton of ordnance, of which we will now go purchase all the way through, because reasons. When I say fuck tons of ordnance, I mean fuck tons of ordnance. Like, you're gonna see this and go, dear lord.
I don't think it's 84 levels of ordnance, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty
I beg
close
to
to
differ. I think it could get pretty close to 84 levels of ordnance. And
But
then
can it
some
get close
performance
to the,
mods, at least so that the fucking poor thing
F4?
doesn't struggle with all this armament on board. Yay, Hunter, what do you do? I can't do this on the real server. Makes me sad. And this is why you don't give content creators press accounts right off the bat.
Immediately gets taken away the next dev server.
Yeah. Okay, so fully spade the sucker. So let's actually look at the modification. So you could carry a selection of bombs. Either can carry up to you can carry 4 500-pound bombs, 2 1000s, rockets, or a combination of that. So when we get to yeah, so it's basically a bigger, the Firefly shed its hatched and turned into a Seahawk. Dear God. So it's an even faster and more lethal Firefly. is how I would say it. And they of
Thank
course
you for
ditch
the-
Nigel got ditched, unfortunately. They didn't put the second cockpit in. Anyway, let's go take this sucker out for a
Why
flight.
those RP3s look really big? What the fuck?
Big dick.
Oh, they used to be.
It's also kind of a smaller plane than I'd imagine. On like at least on the deck of this carrier, it looks a little small.
The carrier's actually bigger than it used to be.
Feels like it. Let's go.
Oh,
Hey, look,
it's
it's a little
definitely
flag man. What's up, boy? Go, 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 go.
Yeah, the carrier is slightly wider than what it used to be.
Yep. Oh boy, oh boy. Lift, lift, lift. So, yep, so biggest yeetest deletest plane, I suppose.
I think it's more like 247 levels of ordnance rather than 84.
I could see that.
Rip all PT boats.
Yep, so PT boats, see this thing in a custom battle of boats. Yeah, I don't even think destroyers will survive. Destroyers or cruisers will survive this thing. Because once this thing is going at top speed, it comes screaming in, diving in on you with, you know, bombs and AP rockets. So, you know, like, have that coming at you. That would hurt. So it's, of course, definitely better than the attacker. The Mark V Hispanos are on the belly of the aircraft, so good armament and aiming. Hopefully there were no children on the seashore as I fired those cannons.
Oh my god.
Okay. So, and actually the difference, by the way, so this aircraft is a ground pounder, through and through. The German variant has sidewinders on board. Only 2, but it carries sidewinders, so it is absolutely the biggest distraction ever known to man. High-speed track gear, come on. Ballistic air brakes. Let's see how, up. Slam the deck!
Oh my god, the TATB.
Oh, that went better than I thought. Well, just as a matter of the fact, let's just say that, yes, this aircraft is very easy to land on a carrier deck, even if you're being retarded. Just the fact of the matter, I didn't fuck that up with that landing. Yeah, this is going to be a good plane for close air support and ground pounding, that's for sure. I wouldn't say that it's good for fighting, though. Maybe better than the Meteor? I don't know.
I don't know, maybe without rockets and bombs it would be decent in air battles, but I can see it being annoying in tanks.
Yeah. Of course, let's go back to that German one. The German one does carry, it can carry 2 sidewinders on board. So what does that look like? Yeah, it carries 2 sidewinders, and it also carries the same loadout. Actually, that's funny. It carries the same exact loadout as the, as the British one. It's missing a rocket for some reason. Hans, what happened to the one rocket? I don't know. Hear an explosion in the distance. Hans! Okay, so that is British Aircraft 3. Sadly, they do not get any new aircraft. Next on the list is probably a lot of you have been asking. The Japanese get aircraft this patch. First and foremost, let's just get this out of the way. A premium F-40 Sabre. Okay, what do you do?
With air-to-air missiles.
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
But everybody cares a little bit more about this guy, the Mitsubishi T2, which is actually technically a trainer aircraft, but who's that?
I saw that thing for the first time. I was like, is that a fucking F-16?
No, that looks something like an F-16. It looks more like F-4 Phantom, except miniaturized. Because Japan.
I think someone needs to go back to flight school.
Miniaturized F-4 Phantom.
You need to go back to flight school. Pretty cool.
No, it was just
Next
the
thing,
body
you
of
know,
it
they add another. They either add it to the main tree or add it as a premium. The Aussie CAC Sabre.
Please, no more sabers for the love of God.
No, we need the Australian Sabre.
Like, they have the freaking Weirway and a Boomerang. The Australians need to redeem themselves somehow.
Oh, dude, if that thing got added and was a premium, that thing would fucking destroy
So,
everything.
Let us take a look at the Mitsubishi T2, which is Japan. This was to replace the Fuji T1 trainer aircraft, which was a subsonic aircraft. This is capable of supersonic with a top speed at right now. Again, values may change onto the live server.
What's
with a
that
top
camo?
speed
It looks like...
at 10,000 feet or 10,000 meters, a top speed 1,063 miles per hour, or however many that is in metric. I guess I will go measurement units, switch that to kilometers so that everybody else doesn't have a stroke. So 1,710 kilometers per hour at 10,000 meters.
Jesus.
120 meters per second climb rate, motherfucker.
The MiG-19 still climbs better, but
well, it's still pretty fast. However, it could be bugged as well. Well, at least it wasn't what it was on the dev server live stream or the preview live stream. That was funny.
Minus 48 plus 40.
Yeah, and of course, on board, it is powered by twin Ishikawa Harma TF40 engines. 2 of these suckers. A whole bunch of fuel in the middle. The control systems are on the top, so if you're trying to attack this aircraft, yeah, shoot through the fuselage. You'll probably upset the Japanese pilot very heavily when he realizes he can't use his control surfaces anymore. But of course, the most interesting point is the fact that you have an M163 VADS attached to your aircraft. By that I mean this is probably the first aircraft in War Thunder to actually carry the 20mm Vulcan cannon on board. So, let's see what that looks like, though. Of course, armed
I
with...
would just like to mention how gay that is, by the way.
It's only 750 rounds, though.
Yep. Okay, by the way, it appears the default belt is perfectly fine, so don't worry about needing to get the default belt, because the default belt has two armor piercing and a whole bunch of HE. You add one more armor piercing shell to the armor target belt, and then you just get one armor piercing shell in the air target belt. Guys should why. Anyway.
Don't know why, but that camo makes it look like it's about to just transform into a fucking Decepticon.
Giant robot.
The camos for it are amazing.
Oh, and something we'll talk about in a bit, a little bit more detail while I read how everything works. New aircraft, certain aircraft in War Thunder now have a full-blown radar system on board. As you can see over there on the left side of the screen, you see that there is a big fucking radar thing and a bearing marker on the top of the screen. It's starting to look a little bit more like Ace Combat for all I can care. Relatively kind of tiny cockpit. Do the Japanese pilots actually get a new, new-ish pilot model? Though that could be a placeholder. They kind of look European for some reason.
Okay.
Okay. So this thing, it kind of looks like an F-104 Starfighter, and an F-4 Phantom had a small Japanese baby. It really does. It's got that like pointiness.
It really looks like it's about to turn into a fucking Decepticon.
A fucking no, it would be like it turns into a fucking Gundam.
What was those early versions of Transformers where they had like the cartoons where they had like the animal versions of the Transformers?
There's Beast something? I don't know.
No. I don't know. It was the ones where they like had the.
Is it known when the patch hits live servers? No. And that would be the final answer to that question.
Probably like another 4 weeks.
Okay, so
like every other day.
Biggest heat is deleted. I think we've shown off how air-to-air missiles work already. It'll be more interesting to catch up to this MiG 15 over here that's trying to do reconnaissance for some reason. So right now, this aircraft is equipped with 4 Mighty Mouse rocket pods and the 2 late model Sidewinders, E-model Sidewinders, so pretty good. And in the aircraft, you are in the front cockpit, not the rear cockpit. I wish you could cycle through both cockpits, though. apparently this seems to be carrier capable because it has a tail hook. Or probably meant to actually arrest the aircraft for short. Anyway, this thing feels pretty maneuverable. I swear to God, if I left it in arcade mode, it would stay in place. Anyway, climb right here.
You might as well go ahead and check now.
Well, no, it feels like realistic. This thing isn't wheeling around as fast as it should. If it were arcade, I would be able to wheel around this thing in like a quarter of the time. And it's really
guys, you know what it is? It's the Lolly F4.
No, Vlad.
No,
Someone
FBI.
said it in the chat. No, someone said it in the chat. Was it me?
Whoever said that in the chat, FBI, open up. So let's see. I knew you need to go read on how the radar works, but I think people would be more interested in seeing what a Vulcan does to a MiG-15. So
someone says, I swear to God, I'll dislike this video if the Vulcan sounds like a fart.
Nah, it won't.
It's dead. So let's hear what the Vulcan actually sounds like. Not really a fart, but it's pretty damn loud. So, and then let's strafe this mountain here. You know, totally not desecrating the graves of the Jesus, the amount of fucking rockets on there. So, maneuvers, feels like it maneuvers pretty well. It does have kind of that interesting flap arrangement where it's not like the edge ailerons, but it's like kind of like the P-61 Black Widow.
That roll rate, though.
This roll rate, though, holy hell, it's like a Focke-Wulf, man.
Pan does like that roll rate.
So, it's a pretty good aircraft. It's probably the most modern-looking jet in War Thunder, period. Ow. My pilot. Both pilots are suffering horribly just now. Let's see where the air brake is. Giant twin air brakes on the bottom of the aircraft. And here's a good question while we're here. Disappointment, is 100. It's supposed to go. Well, maybe the 30mm Gao is supposed to go. I don't know. It's not a gap, and I don't think.
Soviet, I need to. I want to ban you right now.
Please no.
Okay, here's a question. Does that hook actually... Oh, it does work. Oh.
Wait, it
This is
does?
interesting. Is it? This is interesting. Oh god, this is the most terrible idea ever, trying to land a modern jet on a World War II carrier.
You can do it.
What are you, Hives?
You can land on Hosho, don't worry.
Got it. Mama, don't fail me now.
How are you gonna take off though?
No, just respawn me. Anyway, yes, the Mitsubishi T2 is carrier capable. So, hoo boy!
John,
See this sucker flying around.
Are you taking bloody Iron's job of just landing everything?
Yeah, I was asking. Are you?
No,
are you
Iron's
Hives
job is
now?
to take aircraft that aren't meant to land on carriers and land them on carriers. I'm landing an aircraft that clearly is designed to land on a carrier
Not a fucking
I
World War II
have a
carrier.
reputation to uphold as a pilot, you know?
Oh my God!
You're a pilot.
So let's see how fast the sucker. Let's see the sonic boom. This thing is supposed to be able to go supersonic, so we're gonna see how fast it's gonna be able to gain. Now we're loaded with armor. But I guess in return we will just blast the living hell out of these vehicles on the ground with the 90 knots. Whoosh. Also, for all I can care, the sound of the Vulcan is probably placeholder, so again, dev server may change in the future. But that is the Mitsubishi T2, a wonderful addition to War Thunder for top-tier Japanese pilots who will finally give the Americans, the Russians, the French, and the British, and everybody else something to think about when they're in the skies.
So what's that? The CL30, the CL40. Now they get this.
It's supposed to, yeah, that's the A10 noise. The noise of the Vulcan, the salty French sheep, goes, is this noise of 1,000, wait, the sound of an A10 is the noise of 1,000 angry fat bees.
He's not wrong.
He's not wrong. Also, disappointing news for all of you. So I did say I was going to work on the G91 guide video. Unfortunately, that won't be happening anymore. Because
something better.
Boom, suckers! This is the G91YS. This is a new jet for the Italians. It looks bigger, it's meaner, and has twin engines. Yes, so the upgrades to the G91 series. So as we all know, the G91 is that small, maneuverable, and extremely annoying, coarse, rough, and gets everywhere jet that likes to appear out of nowhere and zap you with 50 cals. And then fuck off. You know.
That has a fat ass, John.
Yeah, it does, because of those twin jet engines. So essentially, the shortest explanation for the G91Y is that it's an Italian version of an Italian F5 Freedom Fighter, but of course not at all related to the Freedom Fighter. But they share the same role, which is a light fighter, a reliable light fighter with bomber capabilities, and it is a product improved G91. I don't think it shares very much in like common parts with the original G91s. I did read something about another G91. I'll have to look into that in a bit. Actually, wait, yeah, I don't see any other G91s other than the YS model. I'm happy because now you guys will, instead of getting a guide video on the G91, you will get a guide video on the G91S. So the bigger product improved version of the G91 is capable, when fully spaded, of hitting 1,123 miles or 1,123 kilometers per hour. So it's pretty fucking fast. A climb rate of 75 meters per second, not particularly great.
I just realized it's only got 2 guns.
Those 2 guns are DIFAs. 250 rounds of 30mm fuck you on board. So a better armament overall for fighter-to-fighter combat than the 450 M350 cals, all things considered. You know, so it's slightly bigger than the G91 actually. And let me go put my G91
that
in the
air
lineup here.
intake is smiling.
Like every G91.
That air intake is thick.
It is. So let's check. So this is the original G91. So small light fighter, nice and pretty. It's essentially a miniature saber, and literally a mini saber. And yeah, the G91YS is only slightly bigger, but because product improvement, so it's strengthened wings overall, it can carry even more ordnance
Literally
on
the
board.
Big Chungus meme.
Yeah, Big Chungus meme. So it is capable of carrying 4 1,000-pound bombs on board, compared to the paltry, let's see, 2 500-pounders that this guy can carry. So 4 1,000-pound bombs. So it is a much more lethal ground attacker. Also now carries Mighty Mouse, 4 Mighty Mouse rocket pods on board, and of course, just like any new top tier jet, sparrows. Not sparrows, I mean sidewinders. It carries 2 of them. So now in fighter configuration, it can go yeet people. Let's take it out to the airfield.
It's gonna yeet you really hard.
Yep.
Just saying.
What did you tag me in?
Not as thick as the F100
Soviet,
big sucker.
sorry, Soviet.
It looks
What
like
is
it's
that,
got some
Soviet?
tape on the back. Oh, like black tape on the back. I wonder, yeah, some of the paint is kind of interesting. But yeah, so the bigger jet here. So, okay, the Italians have actually figured out how to make a throttle that doesn't look retarded, I guess.
Thank you, Italy.
Thank you.
French. So, like
thank
normal
you, Italy.
people,
Very
you push
cool.
the throttle forward to go. You know,
What do you
forward.
mean when I tagged you in?
Unless you're British, then you pull backwards.
No, that's the French. The British. It's the French. It is.
No, but in Spitfires and Hurricanes, you actually pull the throttle back to go faster.
That's retarded, but okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
we
you
can check
pull
that
it
later.
to what-
Anyway, let's get this sucker off the ground
unless
here.
they change that.
Of
That's
course,
how it
this
used to be.
aircraft does not have a radar system, so we're gotta rely on good old.
Wait, GY?
Yeah, the GY does not have a radar system.
Aw.
It is a light
Nice
fighter.
name.
It's not supposed to have a radar system.
Yeah, that'd be a little ridiculous if it had a radar system for a light fighter.
So even in an upturn, it can still gain speed, but we're now going to go chase after another MiG-15 that seems way out of place. Actually, before I do anything else, I need to remember how to... Okay, fire...
Rip Challenger.
Okay, that's weird. Oh. Okay. Oh, fire! Okay. Let's see what the range of this air-to-air missile is. Ooh! There we go. Yeah, that's what. This is why you don't fly in straight lines, ladies and gentlemen. At top tier.
Shoot down a bar.
Yeah. So this thing is now. Also, the one thing I've noticed, you can never fire air-to-air missiles unless there's a target to be found, which is kind of sad. If you just want to,
You can do it in DCS, but you can't do it in this.
yeah, you can't unload here. But you know, of course, this is War Thunder. This isn't, you know, super serious fucking flights and shit. All things considered. So let's see, Tifa.
Quiet you.
So let's see how fast these things fire. So okay, 200 rounds. So 1 second burst is. So 1 second burst will expend about 10 rounds. So I would say be very deft with your trigger discipline, but you will probably destroy any aircraft that you come into contact with. So much better than the like 400 rounds of 50 cals that you get on the G91. So I'm very happy to see this. I had a feeling this was going to come in because in a Q&A they mentioned this aircraft very specifically in the Q&A about jets getting what will determine if an aircraft is tier 6. So I'm very happy to say that Italy is getting a brand new top tier jet, and it will be quite a lot of fun to fly. And this sucker is a... Yep, it is.
That is of course if you don't see a MiG-19, then it just happens to be me.
Yep. Oh,
And
and
your game ends extremely quick.
And the what is this? What country is that? Is that... Oh, so this is a Portuguese G91R4. So they get a premium jet as well.
Wait,
Portuguese.
All right, so
Cool.
Welcome Portugal to War Thunder officially.
I mean, we have Argentina, now we have Portugal.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
more Jewish tanks.
But can you land it on a carrier? Oh, we're not. There was no carriers on that map. I can't land something that isn't carrier based on there, especially not a G91. They don't.
To differ.
That, yeah. Well, that's an. Oh, wait a minute. That's interesting. I just realized that the G91Y also has a rusting hook, and the salty Frenchie is now falling. Thank you. Have a dancing Yoshi. Color changing Yoshi. Hypnotizing. Okay, anyway. There is the fact of the matter that this thing is apparently carrier capable. So that's nice. Why did everybody suddenly think that they should just make their planes carrier capable out of random? It just seems really weird. Like both
to make it multi-purpose.
Yeah, multi-purpose. It's just like the fact that it just looks so... It's just like, let's just screw on an arrestor hook to the bottom of the plane. It kind of looks like the early... It's like the early models of the Sea Fire and the Sea Hurricane was literally, let's just strengthen the airframe a little bit and stick a fucking arresting hook on it. Done. Done. So, that, and of course, some people are wondering, where are my World War II aircraft? Somebody asked. Well, the Italians do get a World War II aircraft. By that, in the form of the SM-92. So this is the... we need to make our airplane lighter because it kind of sucked. Redesign. So this thing is carrying 3 20mm cannons, on board.
For some reason, it kind of looks like an
So,
IL-2 from the left.
Yeah, it kind of looks like an IL-2 on the left. So it has 3 20mm cannons on board. So 2 in the middle. And wait, where's the third cannon? That's weird. Where's that third cannon? It says there's 3 cannons total. 2 and then 4 50 caliber machine guns under the belly of each nacelle. I guess we'll check it out. So this thing I'm not going to spade this one, but it can carry up to a bomb load of 2 500-pound bombs, so 1,000 pounds of fuck you and your anything on the ground at mid tiers. And of course, this aircraft noticeably is in a German camo because this aircraft was exclusively tested by the Luftwaffe. It never really served the Italians. Unfortunately, it was shot up by an Italian fighter. It had to be put back on the ground and then promptly destroyed in some sort of bombing raid, probably by the Allies. Rip face.
God damn it, America.
God damn it. Okay, so this is the SM-92.
All the cool shit we could have saved.
So,
it's fucking flat in Europe.
So anyway, so this is essentially what they did was to make the aircraft lighter. They got rid of the central nacelle. Let's see where. What the? Oh, that's where the third cannon is. So the third cannon is a nose cannon on the non-pilot side. That's weird. So that's really weird.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah. So. Oh, oops. That was weird. I somehow tabbed out on accident. Cockpit is work in progress, apparently. It's kind of tiny looking, though, all things considered. This is a really weird cockpit and a really weird place to be, though, in an aircraft.
You know what it kind of looks like? It kind of looks like an F-82.
Kind of. It looks more like somebody cut an IL-2 in half and then merged it with the F-109Z.
I love how the Italians are getting the rear mounted 20 mil. It's just like, lol.
I think that's actually just a 50 cal.
Oh, this time it's a 50 cal, not a 20mm like the last one.
It says.
Keep reminding me of the.
Also, the gun traverse on this thing is absolutely shit. They have to literally be behind you. They have to be literally retarded as pilots to get hit by this gun, unfortunately. But it feels pretty good. It should be, when fully spaded, faster overall and more maneuverable than the SM-91. Though, of course, you have to deal with the really janky weapon convergence. So you have the 450 cals under each aircraft, but then you also have the 3 cannons. So, yeah, you get a lot of firepower, but that convergence is going to be really weird. That's a lot of firepower forward, but still, that is a really weird convergence, and it's going to make certain types of shots tricky. I'd probably fly it as a boom and zoomer right off the bat. But yeah, once again, the Italians make something really weird and really cool for us to see in a video game. So that, I think, is really cool, though I would like to see camo, maybe an alternate history camo, but I would like to see an Italian, like proper Italian camo on this thing.
Thanks, Italy. Very cool.
Yep. So Italy provides us with our this will be in the update. This is not a premium. It is in the tree. So Italy gets so their attacker tree is pretty solid, all things considered, and has very few allied Lend-Lease fighters after the war. You only really see non-Italian. Actually, unlike the French, there's only one aircraft in this tree above tier that is purely American, and that is the F-84G. That's it. Everything else is either Italian or one German aircraft and a Spitfire and a Romanian thing. By the way, this is still a really awesome aircraft. I love using it in close air support for my tanks. Anyway, now we're moving on to France, and with the French aviation, they get right down the end of the leftmost line of fighters is the ND 460. the Super Mystérieux B2. So, I don't think this is it's not meant to be supersonic. So it's about the same speed as the G91, but it does carry Mantra missiles. It carries 2 different types of air-to-air missiles. The bomb, so it is a multi-role fighter. Is this the one that the Israelis got? If anybody can recollect that.
No, I don't think so. I think it was the previous one.
Yeah, previous model, but an aircraft that in the Sinai theater against the Egyptians, this thing performed. The Mysterieurs were beloved by the Israeli pilots and could go toe to toe with MiG-19s from the Egyptian side.
Nice joke. Anyways.
Well, Sabaton intensifies somewhere in the background. 6 days of fire. We'll talk about something Israeli in a moment, but anyway.
Don't say the Vatar, please, because it's cancer.
The left line, for fuck's sake, put it in the second line, Gaijin. No. Answer no. The middle line is attacker aircraft, I guess, and foreign aircraft. The left and right sides are purely reserved mostly for the French. So a fully spaded Super Mystérieux can hit nearly 1,200 miles per hour with a kind of slower climb rate than the Italian jet. Not particularly great, all things considered, but it does come with quite an arm. Oh my god, the amount of fucking armament on board. So, what are these? So Nord missiles. So you have AS Nord rockets, which I guess are air-to-ground missiles, and then you have air-to-air AA-20. So something different than you do have Sidewinders, but there is French-made, apparently. Somebody will correct me on this.
License-produced Sidewinders is, I'm assuming, what they are.
No, they're not. They're clearly French. They look very French, Nick. I'm looking at them right now. They're very French-looking. So, there's no lock-on for some reason. I guess they're meant for just straight-up, I need to shoot the guy at point-blank range with them. You know? But it definitely has an afterburner. You can hear it. So, the beginning of the Super Mystérieux, it has 2D, so it's very similar to the G91YS. I would honestly take the G91YS over this thing for a lot of reasons. Though, it kind of looks like somebody miniaturized the Super Saber a little bit. It's not as big of suck, but it looks like the catfish face of the Super Saber.
Not as big of suck.
It's not as big of suck. Great notableness in this stream, am I right?
Suck.
They suck.
Yep.
Okay, so we're gonna see what these Nord rockets. So it says these are air-to-air rockets. So the question is, when you say air-to-air, what does that mean? They're not IR rockets. So do I just attempt to blind fire them at the enemy and hope that it maybe kind of somewhat guides on, or do they just will fly by, or they proximity fuse? If they are, that'd be hilarious.
Maybe they're like the bullpups.
Well.
Oh, so you have to guide the air terrorist onto its target. I don't think that's how they are. It looks very strange.
Yeah, they look very French, almost comedic.
They almost look like tiny islands.
Yeah, but these variants are air-to-air missile variants. The question is, when you say air-to-air missile, what does that constitute? So I guess we're gonna just fire one at this guy. Oh, never mind.
What?
I missed. Okay, apparently they're just air-to-air. They're just designed strictly for firing at like bombers or something. But Defa cannons are maybe
they're not like actual air-to-air missiles with lock-on. They're just rockets.
Yeah.
Maybe not modeled correctly?
I don't know. They're not radar guided though. That's why. They're not, or infrared missiles. So small cockpit. Okay, the French also go back to a more normal throttle.
Oh, they are like the bullpups.
Oh yeah.
They are like the bullpups, so you have to guide them in?
Yeah, because look how John's little circle reticle went off.
Oh, okay. But I don't think I have it controlled properly. So interesting that the French get something like that. But so an interesting top tier for the French. We'll see how people use them, because there will be people who will use them, and then people will be other pilots will be laughed at when they get shot down by that. Anyway, when I say Sabaton,
I specifically will laugh at you, by the way.
Sabaton intensifies all of a sudden, because we have a IDF, IDF AF, Valtier. Of course, obviously an A model, because the Israeli love guns on their stuff. So, 4 Defa cannons.
I mean, if the shot Caldelet wasn't enough of an example, I don't know what is.
Yep, and by the way, this version does carry fucking missile air-to-air missiles. So the premium version carries air-to-air missiles. It is the big chungus of attack for the French, of course, being flown by the Israelis. So
Damn Israelis.
I wouldn't underestimate if you tried to just dart away in a straight line if you're in your MiG-19 or something, and this guy's carrying air-to-air missiles. Yeah, you're gonna die. If you're dumb, you will die, because it's like, oh, it's just a Valtier. I'll just speed away from him. Deep. What is that? Boom. Oof.
What is that strange beeping sound, Ivan? Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
That must be the cooker going off again.
Wait, we don't have cook. This is not tank.
Oh no. Oh no.
Jutor.
Jutor.
Thank you for everything.
Thank you for making it clear to us that it was a Jutor.
Yeah.
It's not a Valtor, it's a Jutor.
The Jutor. This
Oh,
plane
so
is the first.
Shellfighters are like the
So what is it? This plane is the first supersonic jet. Yeah, the Super Mystere is the first supersonic. It's not all the way supersonic, like I would say. I don't know. It wouldn't be as competitive against the MiG-19 or the F-100 for that matter. But yeah, it's still going to be a good fighter in the hands of a good pilot who's willing to learn, you know, to be good in it. That's really what it comes down. A lot of this game is down to player skill, despite you know, the groveling cries of.
But the game is supposed to form to me.
They all sound like a bunch of retards.
Boom.
Because we are.
Okay, let's watch this guy, and boom. Yeah, that's absolutely scary that you see this Valtier just, why is it following me? Beep, 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 boom. I will say, if I could get a premium jet, it might be this one, just for the shits and giggles. This thing reminds me, this is like, to me, this will be the Thunder Chief before the Thunder Chief, because so all of this would need to become a Thunder Chief is the fact 20mm Vulcan and a giant ass motherfucking engine just stuck in the rear instead of the 2 wing mounted engines. Like that's no joke. That's really, this thing is huge. When you get the Thunder Chief, that thing is going to, like, what tree would they have to put the Thunder Chief on? The attacker line for the US?
Isn't it a multi-role?
Well,
Yeah.
isn't it like a multi-role fighter?
But it was often used as a fast bomber.
Okay, so I would assume under the attacker tree then.
Yeah, often used as that. So this thing is pretty cool. Of course, it is a premium, so if you want to spend your shekels, Kappa.
It's a fighter bomber, so it would go right under the FJ.
No, under the F-100.
Oh, no, FJ.
Why the FJ?
Because FJ literally does that roll. It's literally...
So does the F-100.
Yep, I'm pretty sure that's gonna go into the more fighter type.
Yep. So I can see why the IDF liked this plane. For that matter, very good plane. I think it's considered. Yep. So that is the Valtier, or the Jutor.
The Jutor is its official name now.
Yeah, it is the official name, and that is all of the aircraft.
Oh,
sounds like a you problem.
Sounds like a you problem. Anyway, that is all the fixed wing aircraft of War Thunder.
Me review helicopters.
Yep. And now, of course, while we're here, the in the Whirlybird department, the French get Whirlybirds. So, of course, the French start off with their own Magic School Bus, the H-34, which is powered by it appears to be Russian of some kind, because it does have a single 14-cylinder radial on board.
Ah, shoot! I took the both rounds.
Of course, the thing is carrying a bank of HFARs and then AGM-22s. So let's go see how this flies out. So it's a really weird helicopter.
I got memed.
Ooh.
I got memed by HE.
Very weird looking helicopter. It actually has a proper cockpit. That's really cool. Yeah. So, this one buzzes about. This is like the most janky looking helicopter ever. So it has two 7.6, oh no, 4 machine, oh no, oh, that's a tree. Oops.
You just crash into a tree.
Oops. This is why you don't look at the armament while in flight. Anyway, let's try that again. Let's pretend that didn't happen. So, 4 Browning machine guns on board, just mounted, just jury rigged to the sucker. 2 air-to-ground missiles and a bank of HFARs literally welded onto a frame on the side of the fucking helicopter. Good job, France. I didn't think that they could stoop to this level of like engineering, but they did.
Well, they have money now.
So, it's a very slow helicopter. I don't think it was meant to be an attack helicopter. It can defend itself, kind of, in the form of machine guns, but I think this is more for like killing infantry. And of course, I'm gonna level this guy out and check out the air-to-ground missiles here. So keep it steady on target. Kill the driver.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. So you probably only have enough missiles to really just kill one tank at that point, so not particularly great. Of course, moving forward.
Oh, thanks, guys. You know what you didn't notice?
What?
Oh, wait. Nah, never mind. Never mind. I thought the premium saber for the Japs was 8.0.
What is it?
I think it's 9.0.
It is.
Okay, good. I was like, guys,
Also,
why is it 8.0?
I just realized the French helicopter pilots are wearing sunglasses.
Nice.
Are they?
Yep. Oh my god, look at this man. This man has aviators. Damn.
Absolute chads.
Look, it's official. The French helicopter pilots are absolute chads. Look at this man. So, that is the first tier French helicopter.
Action ones are gay.
Can you quick?
Oh, you shot Sabo too. What the hell?
Once this stream is done, it'll be available to view once it renders, so you can watch through the entire thing.
If you want to, of course.
Of course, you can. Somebody can post the link to the patch notes while we keep rolling through here. We're trying not to stop on the way through. So next up from that really slow little thing is a helicopter we already kind of know. Ironically, finally making it into the French side of the equation, the Alouette 2. So the French, essentially the same helicopter that the Germans start with, except it has a French roundel. And we've already seen this one before on a previous test server. However, a newer one, we'll look at this one, but we'll fly out the premium instead. We get the Alouette 3, which is a newer helicopter. So it's just slightly bigger, more bug-like in appearance than the previous one. Can carry 4 SS-11 missiles, and that it's its only armament loadout, and it has no defensive machine guns. However, the Romanians seem to be the everywhere for some reason, and the Romanian one just is kitted out. So
Because Romanians are cool.
yeah, so Romania took the helicopter and thought, let's stick 2 machine guns onto it. How about 6 Maluka Soviet missiles and a fuck ton of rockets? So we're flying this one out instead. Hello, pass me, and hey, look at that helicopter from MASH. Alouettes, Rhodesian bush war intensifies. Anyway, so let's look at this. So this has a placeholder cockpit and still has the Chad helicopter pilots in here. It kind of, the helicopter pilot kind of, he doesn't look like. I was about to say it kind of looks like Anthony Bourdain, like, you know.
What?
It kind of look. The helicopter pilots look like Anthony Bourdain for some reason with sunglasses, but hey, I like Anthony Bourdain. So, you know. Rest in peace, that man. He was a great. Watching No Reservations as a kid, that was great. So, the Alouette, the giant bugmobile of a helicopter, at least the Romanian premium. So, it's about as slow as the IAR. Not as well armored. Has machine guns on board, at least of some form of self-defense. And it carries 6 anti-tank missiles and a whole fuck ton of rockets, so it can do something. However, like a bug, it can probably very easily be squashed, sadly.
Sadly.
Especially with this update, we'll get to that in a moment. And now we're going to finish up the air portion of this, that with the French. So let's go check out the firing of the ATGMs in this one. Fire. Okay. The Soviets have invaded Romania again.
Oh my god, no way.
Where did my missile go?
I didn't realize the side skirts were also contact flight. Big kick.
No, Vlad, everywhere is contact 5 on T80. It's not normal ERA anywhere. Contact 5.
Are those missiles supposed to be WASD controlled?
Are they hand aiming?
I don't know. But I guess they are.
He's talking about the missiles on the French plane, right?
On
yeah, no,
the Romanian helicopter, the Maluka missiles?
No idea.
They appear to be hand aimed, though I don't know how. Unfortunately, I don't have that control set up. However, the fact of the matter, I was able to, if you want to be ballsy and you get good with just hand aiming, you can kill his T-62 in a sweep. Which isn't that hard, but still. So, maneuverable.
I feel like contact 5 is 100.
The angle of the rockets, though, is really weird. So that's the Romanian bug. So that's a premium you can buy. You can buy this as a premium pack on its own or with a complimentary AMX 30 early production. Okay, not complimentary, but still. Okay, and then finally, the top tier French helicopters starts off with the SA-34F Gazelle. So the actual top tier French helicopters, the Gazelles. Unfortunately, no no Tigers yet. Oh dear God, if the Tigers come in.
If the Tiger was added to the game, I would seriously have to question what Gaijin's way of balancing things is.
Hey man, some things are hidden like a 2A5.
Yeah.
Doesn't John have the 2A5?
We've already looked at it. Once this stream is done, you'll be able to rewatch it. This is kind of a fly-through stream. We're not going to try to go back and screw around. That's how I usually roll with my live streams here.
It is a quick overview of everything on the dev server.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do a stream later tonight on the main server, just, you know, playing games. But for now, this is the let's breeze through and look at everything, because some of you people do have things to do on your Saturday night. I know that. So this Alouette is equipped with a Galat 20mm cannon, just, you know, bolted onto the side. So you really don't want to head on this thing if you're retarded in another helicopter, because it will just blap you. And it can carry Mighty Mouse rockets, or air-to-air missiles, or Hot 1 or Hot 2. So we're gonna obviously
People already have the TDU. What the hell?
Oh yeah, John, you actually did miss a ship.
Did I miss a ship?
Yeah, UK got a lander.
You sure about that? Because it's not listed on the new vehicle list.
Yeah, it's there. It's in the tree. Last one, bottom.
Well, we'll look at it on our way back through for ground vehicle. Okay, so the first Gazelle. Here, placeholder cockpit. Sadly. Let's get it up in the. Oh my God, this thing is fast. That thing got off the ground like a Gazelle. It just leaps. It leaps. So, a very strange looking helicopter, all things considered, with this armament setup. It looks like it's waving with one arm and then about to punch you with the other. But a very small helicopter, very distinctive helicopter with that rear rotor design.
Fast boy.
So, it's fairly fast, pretty maneuverable. If I had air-to-air missiles, I could fire that MiG-15, but we're not. Because a lot of people aren't really, unless the French will be the ultimate counter to American teams, because then you can have guys running around basically going anti-helicopter. That'd be interesting.
Nice. Wait, do French get air-to-air missiles?
What is it? Yeah, the Gazelles do get, at least the first one gets, yeah, they get minstrels. So, oof. Okay, so of course the obvious test, hit a T-62 with the hot missile. Boom.
Wait, so flares are actually going to be useful for once?
Maybe. So, minstrels, obviously you could probably kill 1 or 2 tanks if you know how to fucking aim. But more interestingly is how last time I played an helicopter with a 20mm cannon that's offset, the helicopter reacted horribly badly. Can the French do any better? By that I mean one of the experimental AH-1Gs. Sadly, the answer is yes. The French can actually make a 20mm cannon that doesn't flip the helicopter around.
What the?
Nice.
You just see.
What? The hell are those?
Magic.
What the fuck is this? Anyway, so that is the first of the Gazelles. We'll now look at the second Gazelle here. There are 41 of you here watching, apparently. That's a lot more than normal, which is nice. Okay, so moving on from this Gazelle, we move on to the next Gazelle, which is the 342M Gazelle. Which, of course, just like the other Gazelle, the real big difference, I think, this is that it loses the 20mm cannon, and oh dear, what's the game doing? The game is, oh boy. Am I about to crash? I think we're about to crash here. I'm gonna... Okay, I thought I unloaded... Thought I closed the server for some... Or closed the stream for some reason. No, that would have been bad. Anyway, let's see. Oh no. Please don't tell me I'm about to disconnect for some dumb reason. Prequel. Uh-oh. Stream is going... No. What the... Uh-oh. Okay. Weird. Sylvie Cat, are you still there?
What? Yeah.
Okay. I thought the game...
Sorry.
I thought I was literally just like, oh god, what is happening right now?
Sorry.
Okay, so I had the game decided to freak out a bit. Sorry about that. Okay, good. We're good. I was about to say, do not stand near the bomb. Of course. Why? Of course, we say that, and there's some pilots who are retarded and stand near the bomb anyway. So the
Don't stand in fire. Stand in fire.
Okay, apparently the server just doesn't want me to purchase shit for some reason.
Server probably crashed.
I'm still.
Yeah, it's crashing on my end though, so that's not good. Let's try that again. Okay, I guess let's not spam purchase stuff for the time being. Oh boy.
They reduced the G overload for the new missiles. It used to be 10 on the dev server live stream, and now it's 7.
Yep. Okay.
Do the M9E still have it?
Yeah, with a whole bunch of people trying to connect to the server, it's not surprising. So let's just do a quick overview of the last helicopter. So instead of having a 20mm cannon, you get to have 2 mounts, so you get to carry more missiles and more rockets. So it's more purely a ground attack vehicle than being able to be slightly offensive or defensive. But yeah, the French get their helicopters, and they're pretty good, very unique, unlike the Germans. And a really, really hilarious Romanian helicopter that's just kitted out like a mother. Like, yeah, that's kitted out. Holy hell.
Hey, the M9E's got nerfed.
Uh-huh. Okay, now then. On to... Oh, wait, one more thing. So, what is this thing about something, lander? What are you talking
UK, UK, very bottom third ship.
Oh, the HMS Leander. I heard it completely. That's okay.
Yeah, no,
so butchered it. So HMS Leander, completely missed this. Apparently, it's not in the patch notes. That's why, unless it just got updated. Let me check those notes again. Here. Yeah, it doesn't say on the Naval Fleet patch notes for some reason. So another ship has 6-inch cannons on board, 4 twin turrets front and back, so broadside capable. Has 4-inch quick firing cannons, 2 of them, or 4 twin turrets all over the ship. 25 20mm cannons, 50 calibers, the Vickers 50 caliber, not a Browning 50 caliber, the inferior 50 calibered. And steam turbines Mark V torpedoes. Interesting. So you have launchers on each side. You can fire a salvo of 4 at a time. Of course, the obligatory fly through, because there's some interesting stuff here. So you got the Vickers gun setups, that's a lot of 50 cals.
Those auxiliary.
And then some sort of Hawker, or some sort of naval plane that has bombs on board. That's interesting. Has bombs on board. So, little naval plane.
That's the 25 kill streak.
Yep,
Send
the
out
25.
that little plane and kills. It kills
It's
all the people.
25 kill streak. Yes.
It drops like small black hole generators.
Yes.
Yep.
You
Anyway,
get
so
25 kills in a row, you can end the game.
yep. Okay. Now then. Okay. Tanks. Obviously. Tanks.
Big meme review.
Shh. Don't tell Preston. Him before he jumps in here. I bet he's
Oh,
just
no.
waiting for it.
I swear to God.
He's waiting.
He's waiting for this.
He's
That's
waiting
right.
for
So all the freeboots have suddenly came in the distance because the M1A1 Abrams
You can just hear a collective orgasm of freebies at the current moment.
Yep. Oh. Anyway, so the disclaimer, by the way, as we go into tanks, the tanks I'll say which tanks have them, but there are certain tanks that have their armor models right now are completely utterly in progress. So any armor features that you see in the current patch are subject to change. They will change because they're not finished yet. So the M1A1 Abrams, essentially the M1 IP with a 120mm cannon. No, this is not the M1 This is not the M1A1 HA, which is the designation for the uranium, depleted uranium plating. I think this is just literally an M1 IP with the 120mm. So expect maybe a slightly improved armor overall, but generally speaking, this is a M1A1, or no, this is just an M1 IP with the 120mm finally, and its default round is a heat round, starting the Heat FS M830 with 650 mils of pen at basically all ranges onto flat surfaces. Still a lot of pen overall, and its only other shell is the M829, which has nearly about at practical range nearly 500 millimeters of pen, so 500 onto a flat surface, or about 419 onto 30mm angled armor. You have laser rangefinder. I will at least get the dart so we could see that. Obviously I have to test drive these. I would imagine many miles away will end up doing his own live stream of the dev server at some point, or right now. I know Maiko's Boom is up with a very, very flashy thumbnail, all things considered. Jeez. Probably spent an hour on that thumbnail alone. I make mine in like five minutes right before a stream. You guys lazy. Anyway, speaking of which, man, you just start Sabaton again intensifies. Sabaton again intensifies. So there's 4 rucksacks on board on the rear bustle. Looks very American. So, big
they had to
Tonka.
transport the cheeseburgers somehow.
Yep, somehow. So, IT1. Yep, dispensed. Freedom has been dispensed. And let's see. Really hard zoom in too, by the way.
The TADB as well has a really hard zoom in.
Yeah, we'll get.
It's actually increased from the TAD.
So
that's a good question.
So it's got lots of guns on board. So it is basically your Abrams with the 120mm. Again, the one thing though, just like any other tank in video games at least, the biggest weak spot of the Abrams is that turret ring. I'm so like, imagine if they reshaped the hull slightly, like imagine if the Abrams looked a little bit more like a Challenger but retained the mobility. I think it would be able to better survive brawling engagements, in my opinion. But this is a big honkin' MBT for America. Man, the day of the fact of the matter that the M1A1 is now in the game. So
ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. Just hear America going around punishing everything and anything that is on the test field. Nope.
From a tiny Ford to 1A.
Yep. So T10M. right through that angled armor with no problems at all. And T-64. Let's switch to that heat round to really show off what this sucker can do. And play. Yep, so this is Freedom Incarnate, has arrived to War Thunder in the form of the M1A1. Yeah. Boom. Yep.
Ooh, lucky
Let's
son of a
see.
billet.
Anyway, so M1A1 Abrams, battle rating of 10, lots and lots of guns on board, of course the 120 mil. I'm not going to delve into the armor because again, it's work in progress. We don't know. There's a fuel tank that is missing.
Nice.
There's a missing fuel tank. I just realized. Where's the fuel? Hey George, where's the other fuel tank? I don't know.
Russians are playing a sneaky freaky trick. Steals their oil.
Okay, so as the only new tank for the Americans, let's check. Okay, Germany does not. As much as that we've been talking about, there has been a data mined file for the Leopard 2A5 with the giant ERA package on the front, but nope, Germany's not getting a new tank. Sorry.
Actually, there was a 2A5. They do, because the 2A. I did see a couple 2A5s.
Yeah,
they're in the game.
They're in the game, but they're not in the tech tree in this iteration of the dev server. Maybe they'll be in the main patch.
No, people were actually playing it.
Yeah, are they? Where is it though?
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted a picture
of it. Yeah, but the question is, it's not a researchable vehicle. I'm going from the point of view of, is it researchable?
What if it's the actual dev?
Oh
yeah.
my god!
Accounts.
So yeah,
we've been seeing dev people.
Yeah, but in all seriousness, it is the 2A5 that has been going around. It's not researchable in the tree currently. I don't know if it will be in there.
I think the armor value might be a little bit weird because I killed one with the T-30.
Yeah, I don't think it's going to be in the game. It's in the game, but if they add it to the main patch, maybe. But I don't know. For now, I would say I don't know. I'm going to leave it at that. We'll see what happens. Anyway, the more interesting side... the more interesting side of today is a tank that I find more interesting and a hell of a lot more menacing is the T-80U. The T-80-No-U.
Finally! Thank you, Gaijin!
Yeah.
Contact 5.
Yep. So
Contact 5...
Contact 5 does come stock on this vehicle. Much to everybody's happiness. So...
no more research.
You don't have to research Contact 5 to have Contact 5, so... The T-80U is the product improved T-80. Apparently changes to the armor models, and unlike the tanks that this tank does apparently have a properly modeled armor package and is configured. You know, interesting. Probably because I don't know.
My
they
one
have information on it. So
my one problem with it is Gaijin specifically stated that the ERA can protect like 600 kinetic against APFSDS rounds, but on the dev server it's way less than that.
Yeah, again, they could probably we'll see what it happens. Again, dev server, everything's subject to change. There's ERA everywhere, by the way. So if you have a puny ERA missile and you try to hit the top of this thing, the ERA might actually save the tank, and then you'll be sad that you have to waste another missile on the top of the T-80 to kill it.
It's not a bite. It will save the tank.
It will save the tank.
Unless it's a Hellfire.
No, it'll block the Hellfires too, actually.
Hellfire's 1,000. What do you mean?
So,
did you see how much it blocks against?
420.
Also, while we're here, let's talk about something that is new, and it's clearly implemented on the T-80. So, a new armor mechanic for cast turrets is variable thickness armor. So finally, a solution to a very, very annoying problem with cast turrets. So if on the current server, you'll see the turret armor is kind of like segmented and it'll have a fixed value. Gaijin has now finally figured out how to make it so that wherever you move, that it's now smooth transitions and that the armor is different at different points. So at the greatest points of the turret, certain parts will have more penetration, or certain parts are thicker than others. So as you go this way, it kind of keeps grading upward toward nearly 1,000 meters of armor protection. We'll check another certain American tank in a bit to check for this, but anyway, the T-80U stock round, 3BM 22, has about 450 millimeters of pen onto a flat surface at 500. Its best dart can pen at 500 meters onto a flat surface of 470. Let's back up again to the M1A1 very quickly. The M829 at that same distance, 500, can pen about 10 millimeters more of armor. So generally speaking, the T-80 and the much to somebody's disagreement, the T-80U has and the M1 have roughly the same amount of penetration at 500 millimeters, roughly. Like 10 millimeters at that point, you're still punching through. It's just depending on what tank are you hitting where do those 10 millimeters on the M1A1 count. But
ooh, what are you excited
all
about?
things considering, this is a pretty well armored tank. For once, it seems like there is a fuck ton of cast armor around the breach, at least a lot more than normal. So the Russians finally figured out how not to have an open gun breach around the T-80's gun.
You're still gonna get cannon breached.
Yeah, you're gonna get cannon breached, but it's not maybe as bad as, like, I don't know, the T-55 AM1 or the T-62 M, where it's literally no armor. Yeah. Kind of like that. And so reconfigured composite armor, so even more composite armor.
I'm mostly excited for the new SBA
armor that actually covers the lower plate, kind of, maybe, so easier to hold down in. We'll get to it. So let's take this guy out to the range with the best shell, 3BM42.
Now I believe 3BM42 is a
long rod.
I think it's a long rod, but that might be 3BM29 or 3BM32.
Yep.
It's either that or it's a DU round. I forgot which one. It's one of them.
Also, just look again. This tank looks absolutely fucking menacing.
Okay, anyone down who's watching right now, if you saw that thing, because I'm pretty sure 90% of you would start running in the other direction.
Yeah, if you saw this thing, unless you're
Preston.
Yeah. This thing, like, you looking at this tank, it is fucking menacing. Honestly, this thing looks more menacing than the M1A1. I'm sorry. It just looks more menacing. It doesn't really have a clear weak spot. It's what the psychology of War Thunder is. When you see a tank like this, you panic, and if you've never seen it before and you're not paying attention to how its armor is set up, you're gonna go, where the fuck do I shoot this thing? You're gonna shoot in the wrong place, and then it will yeet you.
Well, that's the one.
Okay, that was absolutely disappointing for the first shot. I hit the Leopard A1. I hit the fucking gun breach. The gun breach ate the fucking long rod. Hans, there's this dart sticking out of the gun breach.
Wait, what round?
Hans is dead now.
3BM42.
40.
Well, it might be neither. I'm not sure. Might be another.
It's not. It's not. As serrated though.
It's a serrated core round or what?
Okay, no, apparently like the fin stabilized high explosive. By the way, we're just gonna. So if you don't want to waste darts, by the way, you could just be a dickhead and just do this to an Abrams.
That seriously has to be the most like memeable way to kill an Abrams. This would be HE.
Don't even use the dart. Just fire this at people. Fire the HE shell. It's been stabilized HE.
I find it to be quite hilarious when the Abrams player gets salty because he's sitting down there in chat wondering how he died with an HE shell.
This is what the what I read up on.
Boom. Oh god! Just sent the patent turret into the air. No longer exist.
Oh, okay, so it's basically just another tungsten core with
Yep. And yeah, this thing stabilized.
Oh, it's a double alloy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Shit.
So this is a very, very, yeah, definitely a tank you wouldn't want to mess around, of course, because it's turbine powered. It is fast as fuck. Boy. Stops on a dime.
They had to upgrade the engine so they could compensate for the armor package.
Decent reverse rate, not like Leopard 2 or AMX 40 reverse rate, but definitely speaking, it is a very, very fast boy. So as a tank,
it's a fast boy in reverse, but you're not supposed to go in reverse because you get sent down to the leg.
Yeah, okay, the dart went right through the turret of the Type 87. Did nothing to the crew. Okay, now that's a whole break.
Apparently that's how it works, Vlad.
Ooh, the sound of that gun going off. So that is the T-80U. Now then, to a slightly more interesting vehicle than just another MBT. So we all know that helicopters are a giant pain in the ass, right?
Helicopters are cancer.
Yes.
That's all
they are cancer. Today, the Russians present a solution known as the Tunguska, or Tunguska. Yes,
that's what I'm excited for.
Yep, of course, another Russian tank named for a river, obviously, because in normal Russian tradition. So this big beautiful badass is a hybrid system, hybrid AA system. Oh no.
What?
I made the dumb mistake of purchasing parts.
What?
Apparently, Golden Eagles on dev server broke. Rip. Oh, never mind. Oof. There we go. It took like 5 seconds. Okay, I will at least grab the AP rounds. No, we're not grabbing anything else. This vehicle is perfectly fine stock for the time being. So, this thing has twin 30mm cannons with a fuck ton of ammo.
4.
That's 4.
Is it 4? It's like it looks like 2. Okay, so it has 4 30mm.
It has 4.
It has 4 30mm cannons of I just want to destroy everything in sight, and 8 AAM 9M311 ground to air rocket or anti-aircraft rocket. So big, huge destroy boy.
I think
and it'll be a good time here to talk about the fact that there is a new system. New systems are in place in War Thunder. As you can see, your radar tower is no longer just a fancy distraction or something that is going to attract the enemy. So when the enemy just goes and sees its radar, they're going to go, ooh, what's that over there? And shoot at it and kill you. Anyway, so, there we go. So, this vehicle now has proper radar. Currently, the radar is in tracking mode, target detection mode. So you can see that there is an aircraft, an F-86F, flying around the area. So we'll look now at the new default controls for tanks. Weaponry controls. Oh, it's not even mapped. Oops.
Yeah.
So we're gonna. I'm gonna map to my number pad. So switch radar, change mode.
One thing we should quickly mention is that you can track both friendlies and enemies. So careful when you're locking on, because
can you?
Yes, you can. It happened in my MiG-19 and I accidentally tracked the friendly the entire time.
Oops.
I think that's just the. I don't think. I mean, you can shoot down your own friend. You can shoot down your own allies with your own air-to-air missile.
He was a bot, so it was okay. But
oh, what are you saying? Bots' lives don't matter?
No, they don't.
Switch radar indicator type. Okay.
What are you gonna do about it?
Nothing.
Huh?
Because I don't.
Yeah, thought as much. Suka.
So if you want to put down. That's
Numpad 2 is your actual lock-on.
yeah. Wait, hold up.
No, I'm a little confused how it locks on, because is it like you have to
so I will
press the
say
right
maybe in
button?
development they might want to change this because the radar kind of just stops where the fuck it wants. It's a little glitched, noticeably.
You can turn off the radar, by the way.
Yeah, so the radar can be turned off if you're wanting not to get detected, because for all we know there will be some sort of. Also, I just realized that
Any aircraft that has a detection thing
Any aircraft that has radar will spot you.
on their radar.
Yeah, I don't know if the
So-
F-100 has radar. I don't think it
It does not. It does
Oh,
not.
it
It's
does.
the best thing.
There's that thing with bulb pops, and it finds you. You might as well just J out.
Yeah, no, the thing is like, there's a dead zone for it, so it's like really, really realistic. So it has to be like a certain
okay, I need
meter
to
away.
reread through the controls here. So for the controls for the radar, there's radar.
Use numpad 2 and it will bring up the new.
Lock
thing.
radar select radar target to lock on.
You should be within your.
Oh, there we go. So now we're in tracking mode here. So the turret is actually turning to track the vehicle. You can see where it is. You can see where it's going. And you can now actually get a proper lead on target. Of course, you can lose lock.
Shut up, Wolf. Shut up, Steel.
You still have done in the chat.
Yes, he is.
The automatic radar doesn't fall. Oh, that's sad. Rip.
Missed. But I'm sure as hell I won't.
I don't think the Shilka radar folds either. So I mean,
No, it does.
yeah, the automatic.
Shilka's
is real low.
horrid.
Oh my god.
Yep, there we go.
What is
Okay,
that?
so you really would rather
what
want
the
to.
hell is that?
So Tunguskas, I wish I could be better at aiming, but the Tunguskas are definitely, or the rockets are definitely better suited for hitting helicopters, in my opinion. In fact, you can hit fast-moving jets. They have proven that you can, but I would prefer to use them on helicopters. But of
Yes.
course, obviously, the best question is, can I destroy that Abrams over there with my rockets if I have to? So we will test that function now. Killed the driver, and nope.
I don't think I should be allowed to play arcades.
Up.
I'm too good.
Yep.
Aim a little bit higher. Like aim at the MG.
Okay, maybe if I aimed better, it would be a better idea. But generally speaking, also, oh my god, the amount of shells this thing dumps out. Let's appreciate that for a moment. Let's just appreciate that
if you
this is a
switch to
shell
the-
fountain here.
If you see if you switch to the HE builds, you should see the
Oh.
miniaturized explosions that happen in the sky.
Oh yeah, that's really fun to watch.
Ammo stowage is empty. Ammo stowage empty. Sad face. Anyway, so that is the Tunguska and some examples of the radar. If basically, in my opinion, if you learn how to use the radar system effectively, you will become the bane of everything that tries to cross your airspace. So
You'll
learn the
be
system
like the cheekiest, breakiest, like anti-aircraft gun.
ever.
You'll also be like one of the most annoying SPAs alongside the automatic because
Yeah.
HE means.
And in combination with the ZSU 23-4, for ZSU can take care of very close in-range targeting, and then this thing can take care of longer range hits. Also, they spelled Tunguska. Very weird. It's Tungusta.
I think that's how you say it.
Is it?
I think.
Yep. So that is the first
Apparently, you can pin a
hybrid.
Leo.
Yeah, the first hybrid system in the game for AA, and something damn
Technically,
lethal.
technically the VADS should be the first, but it doesn't have air-to-air missiles.
Yeah.
That was on later.
Meanwhile,
refits.
the first
They had stands.
the when this first devlog came out, it was the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme when you see a Challenger 2. So the Challenger 2 is the modernized. So the funny fact of the matter that the British were actually trying to get this thing out before Desert Storm, but they like, fuck, Desert Storm had fine, send the Challenger 1s. And then Challenger 1 proceeds to casually get the longest ever confirmed kill shot on a tank. So,
mind you, it's not very easy with a gun that isn't exactly the highest velocity, so...
Yeah, and it's rifled, so they also had to take into account the cant of the rifling, so on and so forth. So this is basically, again, another product improved or field improved tank. Imagine also the armor values on this tank are again subject to change. They are still trying, some modules may be missing. I would hope not as hilariously as the M1 Abrams missing a fuel tank. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it, but there is so of course the part of the tank that makes everybody sad. So the Challenger 2, as cool as it is, the big just like laugh face is, you know, that giant weak spot on the front, 70 millimeters thickness of rolled homogeneous armor. Oof. Rip. So, again, the British tank doctrine was very defensive. This is a tank that basically wants to batten down in position. Who the fuck is...
Hold down the fort. Start.
Yo, Steel Wolf, wake Prequel up.
Oh my god, he's story.
Oi, Aussie cunt, fuck off, wake up, cunt.
Anyway, Steel Wolf, everybody. So, the Challenger 2, let's look at its shells. So, it has the L23A1, 387 millimeters, but I guess the L26... with a fairly competitive 464 millimeters of pen on flat surface. So
Lord, he is actually snoring.
Slightly worse than the T80, but competitive. Not
he was faking.
Terrible. Anyway, so Challenger 2, should I even test drive this thing?
Yes.
Okay, boys, so...
That'd be a crime.
Yeah, it would be a crime. Yeah, it would be a crime. I'm not going to spade it, though, unfortunately. No, sadly. It's... Nothing against the Challenger 2, it's just, I think a lot of people complain that this is more about game mode issue, is that the Challenger tanks are not very good in an offensive capability when they're designed explicitly for a more defensive role and really meant to be like VIP'd, escorted by infantry in a motorized battalion. Like, these are basically the mobile direct fire artillery pieces.
They're very specialized tanks, so there's not much you can do with them.
Yeah, but still lethal in its own regard when it's in its right role. Like maybe, I don't know, on Kursk, and you have this guy just hold down, you can't see anything but the turret. Yeah, you're fucked. You're done. You're done. You can't pin. The turret is nigh impenetrable. The hole is completely covered, and it can see you, and it will kill you.
You guys now are gonna have to obey American traffic laws when you drive in Alaska.
We'll get to that in a moment.
Sure. I definitely will be doing that.
I'm not knocking the Challenger 2. It is a good tank. It's just for the way War Thunder is, it is not great in modes where you have to be super fucking aggro. And even the Soviets can be super fucking aggro if they wish to be, even though it's not technically their doctrine to do so. Though their tanks are kind of designed with defense in mind, but also they can go on the offense and scare the shit out of everyone.
That's
oh my god,
question.
the streetlights actually work. What?
Yes.
Yeah,
but
they do.
It's still hilarious. A really cool. It's still a really cool looking tank. You see this thing in the distance. You see its giant eyeballs staring at you like, I've got you in my sights.
Just also wanted to say I set the AI tier to 7 to see if they actually spawned in actual high tier 6 tanks, and they just spawned in AI. In fact, I was playing with Alex earlier, and he was in the M1A1. He said, I've been waiting for this kill feed forever. He shot an M2A2 AI with the M1A1.
Yep. Okay,
just
next
feel
up
free to-
here,
it just
so
looks goofy.
a quick trip to Japan sees that they get a new Tier 6 premium in the form of the Type 74G Kai. So a
Doesn't deserve to be premium, in my opinion.
Yeah, they really
It could.
realized when they saw the amount of people wanting it, that they were gonna make that a premium because they knew they
that
could.
it
bank
kind
on
of
that.
also
I mean,
again,
they do need a premium. I mean, it's worth it.
Obviously, yeah, but
also,
all
by the way,
vehicles-
as we could say, variable armor thickness is not fully implemented across the board yet, so some vehicles won't have it yet, I guess.
Only
the Arietti is missing all composite inserts because it's 3 series.
Yes, because it says
Nice,
so.
man.
But we'll get to that tank. But the M1A1 Challenger 2 and the Arietti, which we'll get to, their armor models are being configured and modified, so there will not the armor values you see on the dev server are not final. Period.
The M1A1 is using the M1, the normal M1 armor layout right now instead of the
so
M1IP,
the
which is really weird.
Type 74G Kai. It's just improved, product improved. Type 74. Jesus Christ! If you're gonna keep sleeping in this chat, go away.
I actually server muted him, and then I unserver muted him, and then you moved him.
Yeah.
I didn't know he was actually asleep.
If he's, I think he
I
actually.
just named 9Es.
That's hilarious.
Wait.
Somebody.
Wait, did you show a shell though?
Yeah. Oh, I haven't. Yeah. So
The new shell.
the new shell. So there is the M735 that it starts out, but then there is a new shell called the Type 93, which has let's see, it's slightly better.
It's like
Overall?
slightly.
It can pen nearly 400 millimeters of armor at 500 onto a flat surface. So much better, I guess. I'm not a great tanker. I like playing tanks. I just wish I knew a little bit more. I don't pay attention to all the values. I just kind of treat it like it's a battle royale game. I don't know where I am. I kind of know what vehicle I'm in, but all I know is I must kill.
The
Is
Type
the Alaska
90
map finished? Do we know? Because there's so much
Yeah.
map that could be used.
I'm pretty sure it actually.
So
Don't forget
overall,
the.
so has side skirts. I think better. A lot of things. Better of a lot of things.
I'm pretty sure it's a better engine too.
Yeah.
What? JDU?
No, the
No.
Type 74G
No.
Kai.
Oh, yeah.
The thing is, we knew that this tank was long known to be coming in this patch because the Japanese War Thunder side could not shut up. The Japanese War Thunder Twitter would not shut up.
Ho 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 ho.
Oh! Dead. So, Type 74G Kai, very interesting premium tank. Kind of does flush it out though because of the only premium that they have at top tier until this vehicle came in was the silly rocket truck, in which Steel Wolf could tell us a story about how he made a bet with a guy that if he got any kills in a top tier match with the vehicle that he would buy him Golden Eagles.
And I did.
And he did because the guy proceeded to get kills with the Type 75. It was hilarious.
He killed an Abrams at 2,000 meters.
Yeah, so sure, as much again in the defense of that Japan of the premium thing is the fact that mattered if they didn't give it, it would be in the main tree and everybody could have it, but then if you wanted to have a premium vehicle that can help you grind, unless you stuck a talisman on it, in the sense of like this was their only top tier premium in terms of at least that everybody now has a top tier premium. That's I feel better. I would hate it if there wasn't something like that.
The Type 90 is their.
Yeah. Speaking
got moved to
of
tier
tier 6, so Italy, surprisingly, doesn't go to tier 6 yet. Also, by the way, I should quickly
tier
roll
7.
through. So, tier 7, the M1A1's at tier 7.
Oh wait, the R8 is only a tier 6. Wow.
Yeah.
The Arietti is a
Um,
9.7.
The T80U is tier 7. The Challenger 2 is tier 7. The Type 90 has been moved up to tier 7. This is they might be
Rightly
moving
so.
more, rightly so. And at tier 6 is as promised by Gaijin at some point. Again, armor models are not finished for this vehicle, but there is now the Arietti P.
There's also a hole in the side of the turret.
Is there?
Mr. Italian man, what does the P stand for in Arietti?
Pre-series.
Pre-series? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
Prototype.
So
there you
yeah,
go.
a lot of the. It
Just
seems
like
like
a random
yet
hole.
again the armor models aren't finished in this vehicle. I think there's even fuel tanks missing. Or
There
it feels
is,
like it.
there
Yeah.
is.
So this is not finished. There's none of this is completely finished. So do not take any values you see in this dev server for grant as final. So this is the top tier MBT for the
Actually, what's its reload?
reload on this
Arietti?
on the
Yeah.
Arietti
Same as any
about
other 120.
yeah about 8 seconds. So the also actually this is something we need. I forgot to look at this.
M1A1 exists. 5
I
seconds.
knew. Told. Also,
not 5
Preston.
seconds,
By
is
the
it?
way, if Preston
It
ever comes
is.
back and watched
It's
this,
bugged.
I told you, bitch, that they would change the reload rate on the.
Wait, did they? Oh,
Abrams.
it's 6.5.
It's
On
6
what?
point.
Something a bit more realistic, at least.
Yeah,
Oh,
at
on
least.
What?
Remember
The
how
M1A1.
we were
Well, the
talking about
M1A1
how,
stock had 5
Yeah.
seconds?
yeah,
Yeah,
and
it had 5
before
seconds.
the dev server, it was 5 seconds. Now it is 6.2. So more
That was
reasonable.
what? 6.2?
Yeah, 6.2. So more reasonable. All
Well,
things considered.
6.5.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, what is this 8's reload then if it was 6.2?
So 7.8 reload, but let's look at this guy. So DM23 and DM33 on board for
Ooh.
the Arietti. It starts with a
Standard,
dart.
really?
It starts with a dart, unlike the M1A1. So you
Right.
have to get the
Because-
heat round.
Because heat rounds was like the big deal in Desert Storm and shit.
Yep. We will buy through this so I can get to that higher end dart.
You have
because
my
we have to
tank
look at that.
before me, you bastard.
Well, because you're not special.
Yeah,
At least you're not special in that type of way.
I am
Yeah.
special needs, but not special.
I know. That's what I was getting at, and I just didn't want to tell other people about it.
Okay,
I can see
so
you very-
we now see the Arietti. So the Arietti, again, armor values, we're not even going to talk about it because they're not final. Nothing is final about the armor here. But what is definitely for sure is the fact that this thing only carries... There's no high explosive shell or smoke shell for the 120mm on the Arietti. Kind of sad, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
I don't think any tank at high tier has a
No
smoke shell.
120 does.
The L20 does?
No modern 105. No, yeah, the modern 105 does, but no 120.
120 does.
so
Oh, that's
essentially... Okay, one thing noticeable, seemingly. So the Arietti moves at a kind of a tick. So the Arietti kind of looks like a Challenger and a Leopard
Had a
mixed
kid.
together. It had a kid, clearly with the like German style marker system on the back of the tank.
With the Abrams.
Has a very
also
interesting
had-
engine sound too.
What?
Must be the pasta cooking in the back of the
God
engine.
damn. They better fix this armor on it because that you should not be able to pen the turret
Okay,
ring
that was
area.
really weird.
Wait, Vlad.
Huh.
Oh, let's
So-
go see if they fix it to 72.
Oh, with its what the
Its engine it makes it sound like a turbine, even though it's not a turbine.
I'll go check in a minute. I'm still in
So
battle right now.
let's see. So
I'll
the
invite-
Italian tank doesn't get as much of a zoom.
Oh wait.
Of
steps
course,
are-
when it hits armor, yeah, or hits the ammo carousel on any Russian tank, it's always a sight.
So when you turn the radar off on the Tunguska when I was watching, it actually puts it down. The automatic should be able to put it down, but it doesn't.
Probably
Too
because
bad.
it might be fixed. Unless
It
there's
doesn't
pictures
look
of the
fixed,
radar in a down state. I don't remember seeing a picture of that. So, Arietti seems to move at a decent tick. It's not the...
It actually does come down, but it's it's for travel usage.
yeah,
It's not.
so... Okay, so it has a pretty good reverse gear. Faster than the T80's reverse gear. You know,
Anything is a faster reverse gear than the T80 at this point.
except for the
Wait,
British.
it goes
Question
for
mark?
it only goes for. Wow.
Yeah, at least stock. I didn't put engine upgrades on it. I only went for the gun upgrades. So it's a pretty fast tick. It's not
T80,
so,
you only 8 kilometers.
so big
Exactly.
It's
boost.
actually 10.
It is a big
It's
box
actually
tank. Isn't? Do I feel like that the turret should be bigger? So it's the Wehraboo child of the Abrams and the Challenger. More like Wehraboo child of the Leo and a Challenger.
It's basically take all the NATO tanks and smash them into one.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like all the NATO tanks had a fun time last night.
Now my whoop whoop pasta police vehicle has an even faster spinny whoop whoop.
Oh yeah, we will take a look at the automatics because it also did get a radar system. So that's the Ariete, and that, to my knowledge, according to the patch notes, are all of the new tanks. Oh yeah, so the Ariete P stands for pre-series. So this is a early variant of the Ariete, and then there could possibly be a regular production Ariete. So
No, there was a pre.
oh boy.
I just want to say there is one more hidden vehicle that you don't know about, but is
We already talked about
leaked.
Yeah.
What?
The
the
Leader.
285.
Yeah, the
The what?
There's an M113 with the system that's on the current LAVAT. It folds
Oh.
up. It's a
Yeah.
US
Yeah.
IT1
Oh, boy.
basically.
I don't know
That
if
was-
it's
boy.
actually.
It's
It's
clan.
overtaken
It's
this time.
it's a clan battle reward apparently.
Oh,
Yeah.
of course.
Yeah, right.
Yep.
No, we can
Okay.
add something new to the
Just
TD
waiting
line
here.
past the Starship. No, we're gonna make it a fucking clan tank.
Soviet, I'm like 133,000 away from the T80U, so
Wait, did you get my DM?
yes, I did.
Wait, no, let's just squad up. We're gonna be put in the same battle either way.
I'm playing arcade though.
I am playing arcade too.
Okay,
I'll
I'm
play
not going
last
to
time.
purchase my way.
It's
That's
fun.
going to take a million years. But so moving on from the new vehicles list.
Plus,
Oh
get-
my god,
we'll get
the
our
TAT
back.
cannot stay on
So
the
there's
road. It
now
just drifts
two-
around.
There are 2 new maps in War Thunder. I will
Oh, what's the
take
second one?
There's-
2 new maps. So one is naval, and the other I'll take a multi-purpose.
It's Coral Sea.
That's why I don't care, because it's naval.
Yeah.
Hey,
Naval.
shut your mouth.
Sure.
Don't you dare talk shit about the gay seamen. You.
Exactly.
Jesus Christ. Okay, so let's go. We'll go take a look. I didn't mean to do that. Okay. Let's go take a look at some of the new maps. I'm going to create a custom battle. Totally just gonna black out the screen because people will want to follow me into the custom battle. I'm not running a custom battle today for reasons.
You gotta be serious. I stood next to the T80, to a T80, and it exploded, and it set me on fire.
You know what's sad about the Ariete? The thickest part of the armor is the fucking filters on the side for the radiator.
Heck.
Not enough players to
160
start game. Come on. Did I not put AI on this? Yep.
You want me to make it?
No. I think I just I didn't put AI.
You have to
did I?
recreate it to put AI on.
Include bots. Put tier 4, so they won't be as annoying.
So, when are aircraft carriers coming in? Huh? Be great.
You, sir, are
Okay. There we go.
you're a
In
MiG.
the Navy.
dog, alright?
For the village people.
Shut up.
Okay, so Coral Sea is a new map for naval battles. So we're gonna take a look at that. Driving around in the USS Brooklyn. Kind of a big ship for such a small area.
I wanna
Good
see
idea.
this thing. I need to. Where are you, John? Where are you hiding? Bastard.
So it's a
Bastard.
pretty interesting looking map. So there's the inner area is all out PT boat combat, and then
Ooh,
the
wait,
outer
how
area,
much
there's a
Can
lot
you
of
send me an
cover.
invite, John?
pin does the shell do?
I made a password and I forgot.
Nice.
I literally just I went kitty cat fucking smash keyboard.
I love doing that.
Yep. So
It's fine.
Wait, can you
big
tell-
boat. Look at how big this boat is with all 6 turret or all 5 turrets. Of course, I think prequel said it the best. That yeah, the 3rd turret on the front is only good if it's in a broadside. But let's listen to that broadside. Le boom.
The big boom.
Le boom.
Oh, hey, there's my turret.
So it's a big boat.
I'm pretty sure the Nuremberg is bigger.
Yeah, oh my
And
god, the
you're
amount
on.
of shit on this boat as well. Just look at that. Holy hell, the amount of stuff.
Yeah.
Just, yeah. like reasons why I like War Thunder naval battles a lot more than World of Warships. It's just when you see the details inside, like you know this is what can get damaged, this is what can get hit.
God, the Nuremberg is ridiculous.
Yeah, so
They've also got like actual proper scaling, unlike World of Warships.
Yeah, of course.
Well, everyone knows that.
Everybody knows that World of Warships is a better game because it's war gaming. Therefore, they
also
war game.
Also, there is now shell timers for the shells that you would fire.
Yeah.
So watching this one.
And splash.
Smash. So big a boat here.
Oh wow, there's an airfield in the middle of the map, just a runway.
Yeah,
there is.
so
It'd be cool if you could capture
this
it.
is gonna take a long time, but this is a nice big boat. Oh god, okay,
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice. The Colts, the FJ's Colts, they fire fast now. They don't fire fast, but they fire faster.
Do
Nice.
they?
Yes.
We'll look at those changes, the little changes in a bit. So we're gonna take a flyover of the new map here in an appropriate aircraft.
You can tell the difference.
F7F Tiger Cat 3, not the 1, the 3. This is a event vehicle. I feel like people forget that this event vehicle exists. Like they know that there's an F7F, but they did. Some people, I feel like if that event went by so quickly, I think people forgot that the F7F3 exists. That particular event came and went pretty quickly.
Why should I care for it?
It's a faster and more heavily armored.
Why should I care?
Faster, better performing F7F. Oh god, the destroyers are. Oh god, everything's trying to kill me.
Oh my god, they really did fix
I'm on fire. This is bad.
You aren't lying.
Now I'm dead.
The Colts sound a lot better too.
Okay.
They sound a little bit higher pitched.
So a new naval map, but let's move on from the naval map to
Wait, did they finally fix the Hydra?
The Hydras? What do you mean?
The Hydras.
Because when you fired the Hydras, it would shoot it would only shoot like sides at a time.
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna be remaking this custom battle for the next what is it now? Change mission. I'm gonna go check out
Alaska
battle
We're
mode.
going to Disneyland.
I want to sum up this map for
Rise
you.
and shine, bitch. We're going to Disneyland.
I'm gonna sum up the Alaska map for you. Ready? It looks like a model city set that would be used in a Hollywood blockbuster.
Godzilla.
Literally for a Godzilla movie.
Godzilla.
Not even kidding. Not even kidding. That's exactly what it looks like.
Anyway, so moving on here.
I want to try and
Rip that Sheridan.
Okay, so we're gonna do a flyover of the Alaska map. So big, bright, beautiful. An F-82 would be at home here, by the way, on this map because a lot of F-82 Twin Mustangs were deployed to Alaska and flew from Alaska air bases. Also B-24s as well. So the great great mountain ranges around this map. So very beautiful map overall, just looking how big it is. Nice big lake there. Flows right into an even bigger lake. There's some industry, some power plants outside a random business center right outside the main city area. And of course the smaller city area as well. Yeah, if you're hiding on the outside of the map, you're fucked. But if you're close in,
inside for the park.
Yeah, if you're close in, that's not gonna help you. But this is gonna be an interesting map for close air support because if the battle gets inside the city, there's quite a few buildings in your way.
Helicopter.
Yeah.
There is behind you, John. I believe from the spawn you came from. There's that construction site, or sorry, not construction, the factory site with the smokestacks.
Yep.
Those concrete buildings, I know people are gonna hide behind there with helicopters. They're gonna pop up and out.
Yeah.
That's when Tagushra comes in with the ground-to-air missile.
Yeah, but the fact of the matter is, the fact that you have to force people to hide, that you're forcing them to hide, forcing
them to use a helicopter like how it actually should be used.
Yeah, so it's good. That's, to me, a good thing. Though they do need to fix the spawning stuff with helicopters, in my opinion.
Well, where helicopters and some maps spawn behind the enemy team.
No, just helicopters being allowed to spawn at the beginning of the match with those certain loadouts. I think that's kind of dumb still. So, you know, the H1G pilots, especially.
That's not gonna happen next patch anymore. I just know people are gonna want to play AA now. Yeah. I remember years ago, I'm gonna say his name, Orange Doom was complaining that there was no incentive to AA. Now there is actually an incentive.
Yeah.
Because one, it's cool now. It's cool to play AA now.
Especially if you're the automatic.
And it's also gonna be rewarding.
You are hailed as like you become like Caesar in fame when you're in an automatic. Everybody looks at you and bows.
Until you meet a Tunguska, and
the Tunguska decides to put 1,000 knives into your back, but you know.
Shoots a ground to air missile at you.
So today, and of course in totally unfair circumstances, I am driving out a M1A1 into battle. Though of course, considering the armor isn't completely modeled, I would not be surprised if I got horribly murdered by the Panzer II. But of course now American tanks have to roll in. That was absolutely unnecessary. Killing a Tetrarch with a AA gun. So, but this is also the first map where you've seen buildings that are actually taller than 2 stories. Like real, like actual residential buildings, not just like factory buildings. So
you can actually also see inside of them, kind of, and see like.
So this is a gas station and gift shop. Open 7 days, 7 years in Germany.
Yeah. What are you doing? Go by there. You're an M1. Take the gas. Take the gas.
It's oil,
also,
not gas.
So we have
make it unrefined.
America announces M2. America announces M2A2 to replace M1A1.
All the bags on the back of the M1 is so cool.
Yeah,
I like the antenna.
Honestly, this like I would like to show my uncle this vehicle and just like I wonder what he would think with just like all the little accoutrements added onto the vehicle. Like, he'd probably think, yeah, that's how it is. Because my sister's godfather was in the Marine Corps and he was a M1 tanker. He actually went over to Australia at one point to help the Australians train on their new M1s. So that's really
John,
cool.
I just want you to sit there and I just want to see if one of these things can actually hit you.
Let's see. Yo, T-26. T-26. Shoot me. I'll go. Shoot me. Hello?
119.
Hello? 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 Shoot at me.
Oh, yeah, let's
Fuck
go.
you.
Oh,
For what vehicle?
Whoa.
for what vehicle?
Yeah.
Well, you little shits, how dare you? Ha!
Okay, you're playing.
You get shot inside of the turret.
How cute.
I'm playing
Oh, you
arcade.
shot my cannon barrel! Fuck you!
I'm getting like an average
little
of
shit.
30,000.
Okay, sorry, let's go for it.
Okay, so
Oh, I want to make something known.
I will
Vlad,
say I
I'm
kind of
pretty
like this
sure the
map. There's a bit, it's a bit more interesting as urban
What?
combat though. I love
F100 got his
the
acceleration
logic
fixed
of somebody
somewhat.
makes a poll like, do you like urban maps? Expects that the part of the poll that says no, I don't like urban maps will be greater. Most people vote yes, I like urban maps in War Thunder, and he just goes, people are retarded for some reason. Well, people like urban
100
maps.
accelerate in level flight now, like on par with the MiG-19.
Anyway,
but I bet they'll.
I think this.
MiG-19.
Oh, whoa! Where the fuck did he hit me? The commander just got yeeted by a Tetrarch. Fuck you, you little shit!
He shot you right.
He's getting mad that you were talking shit about the Chally.
The Tetrarch.
Tetrarch's
Okay.
like, you don't talk bad about me, bro.
We don't talk bad about
He's
my
like,
grandchildren.
I smell shit talking. I smell poop.
I shit talk his grandchildren. Now I pay price.
I really hope they actually fix the T-70.
Uh-oh. I just realized I'm rolling straight
Thinking
forward
about it,
into
it doesn't
light
make
tanks.
sense why it's grandchildren because older people usually start to shrink.
Does it sound like I have a
Ha!
turbine?
I don't.
Nope.
What the fuck?
They fixed it.
Yeah, they fixed it.
Yes.
I still can't aim with the F-100's cannons. I don't understand. Is it these guns are too fast?
OBS, stop.
Okay.
What the
Steel,
fuck?
Have you played the Saber F2?
Yes, I'm really used to the
mistakes were made. Ow.
Are you being killed by a
no, they keep getting really cheeky shots into the back of my turret.
Glad I understand.
But like actual War Thunder players, they light tanks are shooting in the most cheeky spots possible to kill the big bad.
They're learning. The
AIs are learning. The AIs are learning.
Okay, so basically aim like the F2, but like aim a little higher above, because the guns are under the aircraft.
No, I'm talking about in horizontal lead. Farther or shorter?
Okay.
Aim a little farther.
Okay.
Really?
I think we've had enough.
They go faster though, don't they?
It's a big, beautiful new map.
They're faster, but they're under
tiers.
The cannons are under the aircraft.
Oh, okay. So now that we're done with that,
I just pulled some hacks.
John, I have a small request of you.
Yeah.
The French Super Mystere, can you see if the snebs in the underbelly pod shotgun or they fire like rifle like one at a time? Like
I don't know.
rocket. Because I have been told that they shotgun all at once.
What, the snebs?
The snebs on the Super Mystere 460 in the internal.
So get help. Oh,
I'm dead.
You're dead.
Let's see.
I blew up.
Okay, so the snebs on the 460. So you said snebs?
Yeah. They should be in that little underbelly internal bay that is
Which
center
one,
line.
though?
I don't know though. The new Super Mystere though on that aircraft.
Which set of snebs?
I think it's the ones that it's like 25 of them. I don't know.
There's one with 38 and then one with
Jesus, the
Just
lag.
click on it and look at the underbelly.
Yeah.
It is horrid. They should like make their dev server clients a lot bigger.
I mean, they don't even use the dev server that much, so it's pointless at that point.
I mean, yeah, but like, make it so it's at least somewhat playable.
Try the times. Does that say 73?
That's the times.
Vlad, you weren't kidding. The T-80B is a fast boy.
Try that one because I have a
It's a
feeling
real
that there was a
fast
bunch
boy.
of miniature snebs packed into one shotgun.
We'll see once I take off with these. So
Yeah, you can kind of see it under there.
it says I have 73 snebs. How is there 73?
That's what I'm saying. They're in an internal bay on the bottom. Just
Dude, that's
take it onto a flight. It deploys.
I'm not seeing that. Oh, whoa!
What?
What the feck?
Okay, there's not 72 packed into that.
That's,
Yeah, told you.
There's
Told
an
you, yep.
internal bay. I didn't know about that. That's interesting to know.
That's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Okay, well, now we know. Oh, now I see it. Yeah, there's an internal bay on it. Anyway,
I don't know if they all fire off at the same time
there
or
are
if they
a
fire
lot
off
more
one by one.
changes. I can read off here. So, well, there is a lot of changes. I would rather that I'll leave a link once this stream is done in the stream upload to the patch notes that I went off of the server, but there's a lot more changes. So radar, as we've seen, is implemented for not only tanks but also aircraft, so that you will be able to do track targets and tracking radar station. Actually, an aircraft I can show off that. So far we've seen jets with that. The one prop aircraft that does get radar is the Heinkel 219. Gets radar.
Oh, and the Donyers
the
get it as well.
The American F-3D Skyknight does as well.
Oh wait,
Which I'm kind of
How
sad
do
it
I
doesn't
turn
get
on-
built up. It would be the first kind of
it says the
radar
219
aircraft.
gets radar, and then I don't see radar.
Too bad it's not like the F3D.
Maybe there's another key that you have to set up.
Oh god damn it!
There is a couple keys you have to set up for that.
For what?
For the radar on aircraft.
I would assume on air. Yeah.
Yep. So I have to figure out keys for this. So
God, trying to purchase anything is retarded. Everything's all slow.
I think
trying to
this
get the
map was
Skyknight.
literally just made so people can rush because everything is like a road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Centauros are
Everything
gonna
is
be fun.
paved. Centauros are gonna be so cancer on this map.
Funicula.
I can already see them just like running around. they're already like pretty much at your spawn by the time.
Okay. I can't see a radar
become
on
the new
the
advance of the Rhine.
219. Though it says they
Soviet-
did say that was
nope.
supposed to get on.
I'm trying to help you. Prepare.
What the fuck is Wolfram tagging?
Anyway.
What server was it in? Something about something.
So-
confirmed?
Aircraft gets radar. Tanks do get radar. There's also just fuck ton of changes. There. Yeah, the amount of changes there are is massive.
Wait, can you do a test drive with that?
Mm-hmm. I'm trying to think of what else is there before I could, because we are running. Kind of want to cut the stream here because it's meant to be a just run through, not a let's
That
look at
is
every little
not
thing detailed.
Cool. So I
yeah.
put my Sky Knight into my tank lineup,
actually,
and it's
yeah, we
blacked
could-
out. Did they set an RB minimum limiter as well?
Remember
Think
on
so.
the dev server
No.
last time this
Because there's
happened,
an
somebody bitched about it. It's because of the dev server and because of a helicopter event. Before somebody starts spreading stupid misinformation again. Like
Well, it
that's-
allows my F100, so that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
So okay, so now as you can see in the F3D Sky Knight, the F3D Sky Knight actually has radar that fucking works. Though the radar screen in the inside the Sky Knight doesn't work. Sadly.
Apparently has targeting too.
But it doesn't have any sort of air-to-air, which is what's confusing me.
Oh, it did, but it's a different model. It had sidewinders.
I was kind of hoping this would be able to carry bullpups because it would become an anti-radar. Because if radar can actually, on the aircraft, detect the radar of like the Tunguska, then it would actually be an effective electronic warfare.
Yeah, the one thing
aircraft.
I will say though that the
I mean, it's a
other-
night fight.
that if the 219 gets its radar properly implemented for target tracking, yeah, bombers will no longer be able. Allied bombers will no longer be able to hide when it's flying over.
Hey, it
It
might
can just,
actually
it
be
can,
useful
sure,
in
it
that
may not be
battle.
able to catch up with some bombers at altitude, but it can direct its friendly fighters toward the bomber. So if you have a 219, you have another role to help your team out against, passive behavior players who are total assholes and will just, make you waste your time.
Okay.
How does air-to-air targeting?
So now the Sky Knight here, with its radar, I should put it in night battles, just to see how that would work without markers. That would be really where an aircraft like this would shine, because essentially it's wall hacks. Yes, the military had wall hacks. Get over it. Though of course,
Well,
if the
it's
Sky
got
Knight was
infrared.
carrying sidewinders, that would be hilarious if it could carry sidewinders.
It did though. I wish they added the F3D-2M.
Yeah, F3D-2M would be nice in the game. I'm surprised they didn't add another Hunter variant, all things considered, because
I feel like they should have.
yeah, they should have. That's one thing I'm disappointed is that they could have easily added the Hunter F6 or F2s, more Hunters with bigger engines.
Hunters.
Yeah,
Go hunt.
because we have the earliest model of the Hunter, we should be able to get later models of the Hunter now. At some point, then they get the English Electric Lightning.
I
no.
I just don't see why they don't have later models at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of
Too
weird.
OP.
Too OP.
They're so P, it's too good. Yeah, it's good at flying in straight
Also-
lines. That's about it.
Also, what aircraft? Some aircraft should be receiving stuff like the so the FJ4B now carries sidewinders.
Yes.
How many?
It
Two,
can carry
sadly.
up. The FJ4B in the tree can carry up to 4 sidewinder Bs at
What?
a time on its
Ooh.
own, or 2 sidewinders and Mighty Mouse package, or bombs, or so on and so forth. So
Okay, so the premium one only carries 2.
So yeah, the premium one, can only
the event.
carry. Yeah, the event vehicle can only carry 2, but the entry one gets an advantage where it can carry 4. And the F9F, the F9F can carry sidewinders now.
Yeah, they mentioned they were gonna add air-to-air missiles to the aircraft who had it.
Yeah, and
No,
then the
the scary
F100D
thing?
got
It's
an upgrade in its missiles and can get now the AIM-9Es. as well. And I think also
Wait, which one?
I forgot.
The
I had
F-100
my muted.
can
Yes,
get
it gets
NIE,
A90s. Also,
and then
the
also
Sky
the
Knight's
Soviets.
radar goes up to 370 kilometers,
Yeah,
which is so
and-
not needed.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. Friggin'
You motherfucker.
campy ass bombers.
Yeah, Gopnik, I can actually hit you
And
with my
then-
missiles now. Suck it.
Allows for installation of R-13M missiles on the MiG-19 PT with a slightly better G overload. So
It's
I
like-
actually hit a MiG-15
So,
turning
generally
against me pulling
speaking-
8Gs.
slightly better could the
Wait, John.
Yep.
Do you actually have the 9FF? I mean,
Uh,
9F.
I haven't purchased it. Also, by the way, another thing that has been done,
Where did they-
you can now get the F9F Cougar and the F86 F2 for a cost of only 500,000 silver lions. That's right,
Where
you
did-
no longer have to pay 1,000,000 fucking silver lions for top tier, for these top tier
Shitty,
jets.
sarcastic dev server joke.
No, it's
No, that's
also
real.
Yeah, that is real. That is absolutely real.
Well,
Because I
everything
don't-
is 50% off on the
No,
dev server.
we're
I know,
talking-
I know the prices are lowered.
The prices are lower, but generally speaking, they did say in an earlier update that they would be reducing the prices for a lot of jets.
I
If
know
I can
that.
pull up
I
the
know.
specific numbers here.
I was gonna ask.
Well,
Like,
yes. I'm 91k away. Can we go?
oh, sorry. I was waiting for you to get ready.
Specific numbers.
Gopnik, you are a very timid little woman today.
Well,
Excuse me?
you want to get his KDU.
Do you want to be thrown in the gulag?
Maybe.
Okay.
Only by your cock. What?
Whoa, now.
Excuse me?
Whoa. Okay, so the
This is PG
F2,
rating.
the F2, the F2s no longer
John's
cost
gone.
nearly two. Oh my god, what?
John's disappearing.
Oh my god.
You're right,
He looks like he's going to Nether.
Like, yep.
He's
this is
he's
the
getting
crow.
infinity gauntleted.
Yeah. Mr. Stark, I don't want to go.
Too bad.
Okay. Anyway,
Mr.
so there's
Stark,
a
I don't feel
lot.
so
So there
good.
will be Silver Lion changes on their economy changes. I think they'll announce more. There are more planned changes from Tier 4 and Tier 5, but they haven't said specifics in the patch.
Where did they put the sidewinders on the F9F though? That's what I was gonna ask.
Wait, right. That's actually something to talk about. That for aircraft, certain aircraft have been moved up to Tier 6. So in Tier 6 jets, the F86 F2, the F9F8, the FJ4B, and the Premium, and the F100 are all now Tier 6. In the German tech tree, it's the CL13 Sabre, MiG-19S, and the
They
new
have a second
Sabre.
CL13 now too.
So Andrew Zucker has just subscribed. Thanks, man.
Should have
And-
put backups in my TADB.
Yeah, so, and Tier 6 jets for the Russians is the MiG-17, MiG-19. The British Tier 6s are the Javelin and the Hunter. Japan's Tier 6, only Tier 6, apparently, for the time
You
being.
got instantly yeeted by
It's a T2.
TADB.
Well, yeah,
The only
because I
Tier
rushed.
6 for the Italians is the G91YS, and the only Tier 6 is the Mysterier. So some aircraft were moved around. The Yak-17, for those who haven't gone down the Yak tree, they finally just grouped all of the stupid Yak jets
Oh,
together
you gotta be kidding me.
in one
Seriously?
go, except for the Yak-23. So you could get through Yak-15, then Yak-23, then Yak-30 in one go.
I had to research the Yak 15.
Same here.
wait, what happened?
I hated
stacked?
the Yak. No, okay, I never played them. I never purchased them.
was paying
MiG-15
attention
and
while
MiG-15 BIS are now grouped together.
Are
so
they?
So now you can go directly, once you get the MiG-15, you can go
Oh.
directly to the MiG-17, which is nice. The ME-2, finally, I'm kind of sad, I was actually kind
Disappointed.
of slightly disappointed that they now folded its 262s together.
Rep.
So
I mean, it makes
Well,
sense.
those are
Yeah.
the rocket propelled 262s, right?
yeah, the
Only
rocket
those.
propelled, and they finally folded the godforsaken meteors a little bit more, so you don't have one less meteor to go through. Certain connection, so certain tier ground vehicles have been moved up to Tier 6 for premiums. Apparently the
5 a.m. deserved it.
The action one deserved it.
Yeah,
It's
so
not like
it's
tier
not
matters when the
reflecting
VR
it
still
though
the same.
on the dev server for some reason, but it does say in the patch notes that the T55AM1, Leopard A1A1, L44, the XM1, both versions, including the Xbox Premium, Xbox exclusive Chrysler model, and the Shot Cow Dalit were all moved to tier 6, though it's not on the dev server. What is it? Some decal stuff, some interface stuff, the radar mechanic, which I feel like some other YouTubers will be able to do a better job explaining the radar at some point than I can. New daily task for naval battles. That's nice.
I might have to lower my settings a little bit because I don't. It's not
I'm
just
moving too fast.
Yeah, tracking your shells, for which was shown with the ships, has been added. It only works at a minimum caliber of 76mm guns in naval, but now you can actually time the shells and you can hear the sound of them falling into the water. Apparently, that's new. Many changes to naval and many changes in aircraft. Very few ground vehicle changes. What is it? So a new enduring confrontation map, Vietnam, has been added for aircraft and helicopters.
No, I might have to turn ATLSing back on.
Truly Vietnam.
Vietnam gay.
Change my mind.
Yeah. Okay, so I think that's basically everything
map.
in the patch right now. There are vehicles that are been found in data mines, but we don't know what's going to happen. Like Japan supposedly was, there has been a G8N2 found in the files, but there's no recollection of that, so on and so forth. I think it'll be a good time to end this live stream because we're heading right on into about 3 hours.
I'm not even joking. I spawned in the Mi-35 and I got destroyed.
Oof.
Yep.
Okay.
Because everyone's trying to get the new SPA.
This has been the 1.87 dev server stream. I want to thank everybody for coming by to check it out. It'll be up later, and then you guys can just rewatch through for the vehicles that you want to see. A few vehicles got out of order because I didn't know they were there. A couple of technical issues, but ran smoother than the last dev server I did. So anyway, it's been me and the stream guys. Here's a Soviet Cat, Gopnik, and Steel Wolf came in late. Apparently Prequel fell asleep. Probably got attacked by the emus.
Probably both.
Probably both. Or a drop
Emus infiltrated and knocked him out.
Yep. So
I'd just like to mention that this update is gay because it has no big
no big 21.
It has
Oh,
no
hush
F4 Phantom too, so shut up. At least I can actually hit you with my aim 90s.
No, you can actually because I can
Can
pull
we?
10
Can the
G.
entire stream agree that these two are the big gay and should
Your
stop
dick
arguing?
can't pull 10 Gs, bitch. All right.
Oh my god. Okay. Anyway,
I don't know how that would be an insult, but
we're gonna get going. Thanks for coming by, and we'll see you on the next stream or in the next video. See you guys.
Bye.